Fox News. I'm CJ Papa. Power play from the world's most powerful leader, President Trump, welcoming the world's newest power club called the Board of Peace.
This board has the chance to be one of the most consequential bodies ever created. And it's my enormous honor to serve as its chairman. I was very honored when they asked me to do it.
It's an exclusive club. The buy-in reported $1 billion for member nations who want a permanent seat. Secretary of State Marco Rubio.
Now we have this Board of Peace, who I believe's possibilities are endless. Obviously, with a focus, first and foremost, on making sure that this peace deal in Gaza becomes enduring.
The president says a framework is in place for a future deal on Greenland. He called it a great deal for everybody. The New York Times reports it would give the U.S. sovereignty over small pockets of Greenland for military bases. America's listening to Fox News.
Michael's Prescription Corner is your one-stop shop for all of your medication needs. Whether you're under the weather or just need your med refills while you're on the road, Oilfield, we're talking to you. The team at Michael's can get you filled and on your way. With 4 locations serving Lee County, it's guaranteed hometown service with a smile you can count on. Michael's Prescription Corner is located in Lovington, Hobbs, Eunice, and now open in Chow. Visit michaelsrxcorner.com for all location information or simply download their app to submit your refills today. Michael's Prescription Corner, proudly serving all of Lee County.
Yo, Fragile.
Hey, Joe, it's Mike. We've got an issue out here on location.
What kind of issue?
This site is not marked right. Missing safety signs, faded decals. If someone shows up, we're out of compliance.
All right, don't mess around with that. Call Awesome Graphics and get it fixed now.
Who?
Awesome Graphics. They handle all of our oil field signs and decals.
Well, how do I reach them?
Call 575-392-3455 or go by 523 West Sanger and Hobbs. Tell them Joe sent you and they'll hook you up with a special.
Copy that. I'm on it.
Missing signs cost time. Non-compliance costs money. For oil field signs, safety decals, and fast turnaround, call Awesome Graphics. 575-392-3455 or stop by 523 West Sanger. Awesome Graphics, keeping your location marked and compliant. Online at myawesomegraphics.com.
Daniel Billis here at Permian Ford Lincoln, your home with the Permian Powertrain Promise. You guys need to come check us out. We have a lot of 2025 models left. I looked at the lot recently. It's about over 60 that need to go. $500 over invoice to sell is happening now. That's a pre-tax sale that's going on right now all the way through the end of tax time. So we get rid of these bad boys, you're going to be saving. We got truckloads coming in. We're ready to go. We're ready to make you a deal. 1000 North El Paso, Hobbs, America.
Not all 2025 trim levels qualify. See dealer for details.
When it comes to protecting your home, sometimes things can come out of left field. That's when it can help to have a game plan. And luckily, Farmers' customizable home insurance packages offer coverage options you can tailor the way you want. Talk with Farmers agent Rebecca Long so you can decide if your coverage is ready for whatever it is that may come your way.
I'm Rebecca Long with Farmers Insurance. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
Discover straightforward home coverage options and more by calling Farmers agent Rebecca Long at 575-393-2661. That's Rebecca Long at 575-393-2661.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum, bum.
SDR Enterprises of Hobbs is your complete dirt work, hydrovac, hot oiler, and trucking service. If your needs are environmental, hauling materials, or right-of-way seating, SDR has you covered. Call 575-393-8420 to schedule service today. That's 575-393-8420. SDR Enterprises, proudly serving homes, ranches, and businesses across Southeast New Mexico and West Texas. SDR is currently looking to hire experienced vacuum truck drivers and an experienced tire technician. Please visit SDREnterprisesLLC.com and contact us today for more information. SDR Enterprises is an equal opportunity employer with strong family values.
In hometowns such as ours, we depend on our local grocery store to provide for our family, to always have the highest quality products available, to have the freshest and most nutritious produce and the hand-selected and cut meats butchered fresh daily, to have the dairy case always full of the variety to meet your family's needs, and to do this, always guaranteeing fair pricing and everyday value. And for 50 years, we depended on Bob's Ritchway for all of this, and they know we depend on them for the next 50 years. Bob's Ritchway, where your grocery dollar will always go farther.
Hi, this is Danny Kirkendall with Guy Chevrolet Company in Artesia. We're celebrating 100 years in business here on the corner of 1st and Main in Artesia, and we invite you to come see us for your new Chevy, GMC, or a just perfect pre-owned vehicle. Our GM certified team is ready to assist you, so give us a call at 575-746-3551 or visit us online at guychevy.com.
Guy Chevrolet, celebrating 100 years at the corner of 1st and Main in downtown Artesia.
Southeast New Mexico weather.
On this Thursday, we go down the 285 at 61 degrees in Roswell and 66 degrees in Carlsbad, Artesia. 64 degrees in Lovington. It's windy and clouds increasing over the area as a front will keep our temperatures much colder as we get into Friday, and some possibility of some freezing precipitation as we move into Friday night and Saturday. For W105 FM, I'm meteorologist Ron Roberts.
Your country plays on W105.
How much did you have to drink?
The only show that makes mornings slightly less illegal.
Come on, give me some good posture. Hold your head up high. Tighten those buns. Get ready, because this is for you!
Welcome to Be in the Breakfast Club. Be in the Breakfast Club being powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com. The question of the day brought to you by Lovington Auto Supply with the largest selection of parts for heavy trucks and semis. Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to us. Text line brought to you by Amigo Machinery, your Kubota dealer.
No, please don't wake me now.
Call or text now, 877-396-W105 to talk to us.
Today is National Hot Sauce Day.
Oh, I love hot sauce. Hot sauce on everything.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
It's National Hot Sauce Day. Mild to the hot to the painful.
How spicy is it?
Hot enough to burn the skin off your tongue.
Ooh, that's spicy.
Spicy, spicy, spicy.
No, I think I burned my tongue off.
Happy National Hot Sauce Day.
What a hot show.
The show's starting.
It is National Hot Sauce Day. Do you like it hot? That is the question. Do you like it hot? How hot do you like it? Question of the day this morning. Our number 877-396-W105. My voice is a little scratchy this morning. I'm trying to, it seems like I'm sounding like Trump at Davos yesterday. He had that scratchy voice. Of course, he was preaching yesterday. He was preaching. We'll dive into all of that. I told the wife yesterday as I was watching some of that, I was like, he's the guy that goes in the room and just lays everybody's talking crap behind his back. Mm-hmm. And then he gets there and nobody has anything to say.
Nothing to say.
And he said something yesterday. I'm not going to tell you what he said. I'll play the cut coming up in just a second. He said something that we should say often to the folks in Europe. Not going to say what it is. Just hold up. We'll get to it. Monica, you like it hot?
Like salsa? Yes.
So
not to the point where it makes you mad, pisses you off because you can't taste the food, but a good amount of heat.
Sometimes my son-in-law will make stuff so hot it's just like, damn.
I know.
I mean, when your body's talking to you when you go to the bathroom, it's not good.
Yeah.
Your body's, mild spice is actually good for you. Lots of health benefits.
Sure.
Extreme spice, man.
It
just doesn't seem like it's that good for me.
I think back to that one chip challenge. You remember when that was really popular and everybody was?
Oh yeah, that's
gosh,
crazy.
I ate the corner of one, and freaking, never again.
It tasted awful.
I just don't think your body
like
is
chemical.
supposed to. You're supposed to go through all of that. Blake, you like it hot?
No, I like flavor. I don't care how hot or spicy it is. I want the flavor.
Mm.
So I am going back to the Philippines on the 6th, and I'm looking for some medium green chili because I'm going to plant green chili. Medium. Don't bring me that extra hot stuff. My buddy Shardy, I don't want any of yours. I'm just saying no. So if you got a couple seeds for medium, I will take them. Today is Answer Your Cat Day. If you have a cat, answer the cat. They would appreciate it. Then they will sneak behind you and plot to kill you. That's what cats do. Celebration of Life Day going on today. Over the weekend, I missed it because I was here with my mom, my friend, longtime friend, former engineer, MTD, and me and her worked together. Rita Nickum, they celebrated her life last Saturday. And, I think that's what I want. It's not a funeral. It's just a celebration of life. I think that's the way it's supposed to be. Come in from the cold day. Dance with Seven Veils Day. Library Selfie Day. Wait, that's one the wife hasn't done yet. Library selfies. Maybe you'll have to go in the library and take a selfie today. By God, we've done it everywhere else. Blonde Brownie Day. Wait, that didn't sound right.
Yeah, that's right.
It didn't sound right. Polka Dot Day going on. Southern Food Day. Roe versus Wade Day. Today is the anniversary of Roe versus Wade. Some people some of our legislators saying we got that wrong when we overturned Roe. And now it's a state decision. I think that's the way it should be. Should be up to the individual states. So I don't think that's wrong. Metropolitan Opera is broke. It's bleeding money. They're cutting staff, slashing pay, jumping productions, and they're hoping maybe the Saudis will come in and help them. That seems to be the trend for everything else that is suffering. Saudis come in, buy it out, and so the fat lady hasn't sang yet, but she's warming up in the back. She's very, very close. And a new study finds that women are significantly more wary of AI than men. With research like this, pointing out the difference between exposure and risk, this is the reason why we have an age gap between men and women.
Sure.
I mean, look, I got the AI girlfriend, my AI girlfriend, a Roomba for Christmas, and I haven't talked to her in 6 months. Yeah, I don't understand. And after 13 years together, Wheel of Fortune, Vanna White married her longtime lover, John Donaldson. Surprise wedding. Vanna White's still going strong and pulling in millions from that Wheel of Fortune show.
Wow.
And that what?
No, I said wow.
Yeah. And Carlos Beltran and Andrew Jones were elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame yesterday. So congratulations going out to them. And Sabrina Carpenter is going to perform live at the Grammy Awards coming up on February 1st, in case you were going to watch that. 17% of people in the United States, 17% have not run since high school. Monica, have
Say
you
that
run
again?
since high school?
Yes.
17% of people in America have not run since high school. Probably because nobody was chasing them. I mean, when somebody chases you, you're going to start running. Maybe that's the initiative. I'm going to send a text to President Trump. We need more people chasing people. That way more people are running.
Kind of low.
That is kind of low, but I believe it.
Yes.
I've run, but not like that. Like I've run playing a quick little game with my kids or
No, I don't think it means that.
I don't think
it
so
means
either. I think it
actually
means
run.
like actual physically fit run.
Yeah,
No.
physical.
Nick.
Yeah, physical.
I run.
Yeah, running.
My daughter runs. My granddaughters run. My sister runs.
Yeah.
Y'all was running.
I've been running away from bill collectors for a long time. Top NATO officials revealing that details of the stunning meeting with President Trump came out yesterday. I don't know if you watched the stock market. Stock market rebounded after a bad day. Was that because of Trump's speech or him saying we're not going to take Greenland by force?
Yes.
You think that's what it was?
I think it's
saying
both.
we're not going to take them, by force. But they have a deal done, the framework of a deal. Everybody has agreed on it. And President Trump is okay with that deal. So President Trump went into great details about the Iron Dome, and it is going to protect Greenland. He also, Canada just does not have the swagger. Canada gets up there and talks a lot of shite. And then Trump puts them down with one punch.
Yeah.
It's like the pre-fight, where everybody's talking a bunch of stuff, and then you get to the fight and you get knocked out in the first round. Just doesn't seem right. All right, we're going to talk about the economic summit yesterday. We'll talk about that. We'll also talk about the gentleman that used AI to create child pornography, and a woman who threw her newborn baby in a dumpster in Hobbs. She hasn't got enough spotlight. Her case was just determined, that, she's going to serve her 16 years. That's not enough. And state police investigating that shooting in Artesia that involved law enforcement. We'll talk about that. And a surprise in the Senate race in Minnesota. I was surprised with the name. I'll dive into that. And Bill O'Reilly announcing that he is ill. We'll talk about those stories and more coming up in just a second. Let me check the weather real quick, being brought to you by Fusion Medical Spa. Fusion Medical Spa. Find them in the river crossing in Ruidoso. You probably heard me talk about Fusion Medical Spa and some of the things that they do. And they're just rolling out a new program. It is a membership program at Fusion Medical Spa. And what you get is you get to see, if you don't have insurance, you pay an enrollment fee that covers you for a month, and you get to see the doctor when you get sick. So members receive same-day appointments within hours in most cases, annual exam, EKG, also medication management, prescriptions are included, nutrition counseling, telehealth visits, part of the package. Plus, like I said, if you don't have insurance, you have access to low-cost labs that are very important. So it doesn't matter what's ailing you. You go in there, you're seen by Dr. Rath, and this is what they call direct primary care. But for people that don't have insurance, this is perfect. Give them a call. Join today, 575-257-4772, or go into the river crossing in Ruidoso today. We're going to be warm today, 63 and sunny for southeast New Mexico, 34 tonight. Now, come Friday, we got like an 80% chance of showers mixed with sleet and a high temperature of only 36, down to about 19. We've got a good chance of snow mixed with sleet all the way through Sunday for southeast New Mexico. Much of the same for Ruidoso. Sunny today, 54. You've got snow in the forecast late tonight. And then you've got snow in the forecast Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And it is going to be just a note. It's going to be colder in southeast New Mexico than it will be up on the mountain, which is kind of weird. And in Albuquerque, it looks like sunny today, 56, 31 tonight. Chance of rain tonight. And then you have snow in the forecast mixed with sleet in the forecast and colder temperatures. And you've got pretty much a 90% chance of snow for the next couple days. Kind of weird, though. Southeast New Mexico, colder than Albuquerque. Want to check out the forecast for yourself? You can do that. It's easy. Just go to W105radio.com. Quick check of the weather being brought to you by Zia Guns, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Over 1,000 guns in stock. Handguns, rifles, and shotguns. Lethal, non-lethal, personal protection. Check them out at Zia Guns. Look, if you're looking for personal protection, they can fix you up. Look at the trade in your old gun to get a better gun. Not a problem. Give them a call this morning, 575-622-0023, 1907 North Main in Roswell. Don't forget they are closed on Saturday, so they can be open on Sunday. Monica, you remember the Des Moines, Iowa former superintendent? Remember the guy that voted in our elections? Was the guy that set the rules for the schools in Des Moines, Iowa. And then they discovered that he wasn't even in the country legally.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the former superintendent of the largest school district in Iowa, the federal charges came down and charged with falsely claiming to be a U.S. citizen, illegal possession of firearms. I think he should be charged also with voter fraud because he voted in our elections. But this guy and the Des Moines Public Schools, he oversaw 30,000 kids, and they loved him. You know, he was originally from Ghana, was arrested earlier last year. You know, part of me is like, man, this guy faked it until he made it. You know, said that he had multiple college degrees, including a master's degree. Do you think sometimes if you dress the part, people can, you can con people into believing you are something?
Absolutely.
Well, how long have there been con artists? I mean,
yeah,
being a con artist isn't new.
Yeah, this guy is probably one of the biggest con artists. Came here on a student visa and continued to con everybody. Never graduated, never got the degree, just conned his way all the way to being superintendent. And that job, if I'm not mistaken, was paying like $350,000 a year.
Yeah.
Fake it till you make it. Grand jury yesterday indicted the man accused of using AI to create child pornography. New Mexico Department of Justice said 68-year-old Richard Gallagher used AI apps to manipulate photos of real children. So, real life children, took them and put them in compromising situations. By the way, he's been charged with 12 counts of sexual exploitation of children. And the judge decided that keep Gallagher behind bars. He is not going anywhere. Question: if he wouldn't have used the face of children and AI would have created the face, would that still be against the law? I don't know the answer to that.
Well, you would hope that it would be across the board.
I would hope it would be too, but
if
we have
it's
to
not
remember
the real
pretty
face
much,
of it, I get what you mean.
Yeah, pretty much everything AI generates is like music, art, pictures, came from somewhere.
Right.
Not like they designed it on their own. Correct,
Agreed.
Blake?
He stepped out really quick.
Yeah, I think. And New Mexico State Police investigating a shooting involving law enforcement in Artesia. State Police investigating that shooting involving Chaves County Metro Narcotics Task Force. Police said the incident happened in Artesia, but did not say what happened. Officers are okay. Suspect was not hit and taken into custody. This happened. So we had a shooting that left somebody dead earlier in the last weekend. And then we had a officer-involved shooting yesterday. And the young lady that threw her baby into a dumpster in Hobbs, it's not enough. They kicked out her case again when it comes to her serving jail time. So, young mother who threw away that newborn baby in the dumpster, and it's been since 2022. Wants her sentence reduced, arguing that she is going to college and doing well.
Wow.
By the way, the district attorney, thank God, district attorney, that you said no. Video went viral showing Alexis Avila throwing the baby in the trash can. And so her intent was the baby to die.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah. And Diana Luce, the district attorney, 5th Judicial District, said no. Now, you remember she was back in the news last week because the Supreme Court overturned, she wanted to appeal her 16 years. So now she is saying, well, I want a shorter, since that didn't work, I want a shorter sentence. Who is her attorney?
I have no
Are
idea.
they paying this guy?
I
Or
want to
is he
say
a
that it was
public
just a public
defender?
defender. Yeah, I think it was a public
Wow.
defender.
This dude is trying to make a name for herself.
Something. Stubborn for
So,
the
I
wrong
mean, it's
cause.
appeal. Yeah, it's appeal after appeal. And I think the people of Southeast New Mexico have spoken
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
no, she deserves to spend her goal was to kill that poor baby.
Yes.
Thank God the baby is good.
He's doing
Thank
good.
God the baby is doing well.
The father,
And
has custody, and the kid is doing well. He's
Yeah.
a happy little toddler.
Yep. You probably remember the name Michelle Tafoya.
Mm.
She was a sideline reporter for a long time, and for the NFL. She was also a Twin City broadcaster for a long time, and she is running for Senate. Wednesday vowed to expand Senate Republicans to win 53 Senate majority seats. So she's in Minnesota, and she is running for that Senate seat. I don't know. And look, I spent time in Minnesota, short amount of time, but I worked there during the summer. When it got cold, I was gone. But if we just look at the people protesting, and I'm sure that is a small minority of people that are out there protesting against ICE and acting a fool, does she have a chance of winning?
Maybe.
If she says the right
I mean,
things, those people are very vulnerable right now.
I mean, she's got great name recognition from the NFL sideline reporter, and she was also a broadcaster in the Twin Cities for a long time. Maybe she's got a shot. Maybe she's got a shot. And I'll say it again. I think the people that are protesting against ICE, I think that's just a small, very small minority of people. And Bill O'Reilly, former Fox News host, does his own thing now, is saying that he announced that he's got unspecified illness, not going in the details. He's 76 years old.
Hadn't he been battling for a while?
Yeah. Says that he is sick and he's going to take a break and he is going to be back soon. 76 years old, told Spin Nation, hey, I'm sorry, but, we've got the greatest doctors in the world and I'm going to keep up the fight, but didn't specify his illness at all. All right, President Trump's approval rating, you think it's up or down?
Up.
You think it's up? I'll give you the answers.
I think it depends on the topic. I think he's going to be better on a lot of topics, and I think the liberal media has definitely given the public biased on certain topics.
True.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. All right, we are going to do the tweet of the day coming up in a second. You'll hear the remarks that President Trump made, and some people were probably upset. I'm sure the Danes were upset at what he said, but it's 100% truth. It's 100% the truth. We'll dive into the tweet of the day coming up next. Price of oil on the way. We're beyond the Breakfast Club. It's already 6:28. Monica and the text. We'll get to that next morning show being brought to you by A Custom Construction and Roofing and insurance specialist, licensed, bonded, and insured, veteran owned and operated. Dwayne Pinnick is the owner. Look, Dwayne has been at this now 30 years. He's got the experience. 30 years experience, pre-estimates, and they just do things the right way. Doesn't matter if you're doing a remodel inside your home, need a roof, skylights changed, maybe you're thinking about a carport or something like that, get in touch with Dwayne Pinnick. A Custom Construction and Roofing, 575-318-9725, warning you about the unlicensed out-of-town contractors. When they disappear, the warranty is no bueno. Not good at all. Give Dwayne a call, 575-318-9725. Monica at 629.
OJ said, what's going on in Artesia with all the violence? I know Artesia water makes you short, fat, and ugly, but violent? Wow. Test that water, Artesia. And Brian from Albuquerque says, good morning, you guys. I wanted to address something that y'all were talking about yesterday, the attire or lack of attire people are wearing. The example was given of people wearing PJs to go shopping, a totally bad look and a degradation of society, according to conservative talk show host Dennis Prager. I couldn't agree more, by the way.
And me.
Yes.
I said that yesterday.
Hates Everyone Equally says that her lawyer, the one girl with the appeal and all that, her
Alexis
lawyer,
Avila.
yes.
It's a public defender.
Yes, she is the black female public defender with the odd last name. I believe it starts with an A, says Hates Everyone
It
Equally.
does, and I used to know how to say it, and it's actually a really pretty name when you say it.
You know, bless her heart. I don't know her personally. I do know that she was part of the representation of the gentleman who murdered my niece. And so, I mean, it's their job. I get it.
Yeah, look, public defender is I couldn't do it.
Correct.
Because I would be in there going, you're guilty as hell.
Yeah.
I'm going to throw this case.
Yeah.
You're going to go to jail for a long, long time.
And as you were talking about Alexis's case, I was wondering what happened with the young lady who was in the hospital who also did almost the same thing with her baby in Artesia. What came about that case? Does anybody know? I remember seeing
Last time I checked, she was going to school and going to university.
Wow.
And, you know, just because you go to university doesn't make you a better person.
Right. Jeff Rose said, you know, it's really cold in the mornings when you go out to start your vehicle. Just imagine how cold that baby was with no clothes thrown in a trash can.
Amen.
That woman deserves the death penalty. And damn it, Daniel said, I think the app is broke. I tried deleting it and re-downloading it even, but it won't play. Okay. I know that Will's working on it.
Okay, so here's the thing. It was working okay on Android phones. It was not working on iPhones. So Will is messing with it, but he just restarted it just to see if it does anything. And you're going to have to listen to one of the streams. So go where the stream is if you have an iPhone for right now. So because it sounds like it's an iPhone.
By the way, just type in stream to the text line and they'll send you all the links.
Yep.
Nice. David from Roswell said, I was watching the market as President Trump was speaking, and as soon as he said that he wasn't going to take Greenland, the stock market started to go back up. How crazy.
Guess Portocito lost his bet and he needs to pay up.
Well, Portocito is up early. He said he's got 2 in. Okay, let me read him. Greenland can breathe now. They're not going to be invaded anymore. Now, Iceland, watch out. We are coming after you. LOL. They've got concepts of a deal. Who knows if it's true? He said that for years whenever people asked about healthcare, he's just backing out but can't admit it.
So let me translate that. Let me translate it. Portocito, what he just said was, yesterday I said Trump was going to declare war and I was completely wrong. That's the translation of his text.
So this is not him saying this. This is the European leader saying it. Make sure you understand. And, you know, after being on a flight for 15 hours, and I've done it myself where I said Greenland, Iceland, after being on a flight, and if you've never flown to another part of the world, it affects your body. I mean, it's for real. It's for real. And, you know, sometimes, you know, like on the 6th, I'll be flying back to the Philippines. That 15-hour difference will kick you in the butt. It turns your body upside down, makes your brain is swimming in it.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to give the president a pass. You had a president that didn't even remember who his vice president was. You had a guy that took a shite at the Vatican and pooped his diaper. They had to go change his suit because it must have been a mess. And I can only wonder if Joe Biden's like, oh, my Lord, I did not sign up for this. But you forget way too easy. Way too easy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, way too easy.
And update on the app real quick. Will said no iPhone apps are working on any of our stations. He doesn't know why, but he's going to dive into it further.
Okay. Negative Democrat Norris said broadcasting from Hooterville again, eh? Yeah, I'm fixing to go up there on the tower. Fix it. Daniel, I'm listening on Facebook, but I'll try the app again later. You do that, young man. And Andy and Hobbs said there's a special place in hell for the defending attorneys. Oh, no. They are worse than the criminals in my book, defending horrific shite for $1. You do have a point, but I wouldn't condemn them to hell right away. Trump's speech at Davos was hilarious. His "without us, you would all be speaking German" line was 10 out of 10 true.
Why you ruined it for me? I'm playing it next.
Oh. Annoying texter went on to say, no confidence greater than old man dementia confidence. Mira. Okay. Hey,
I'm sending the crew a text about wrapping the faucet outside. I'm trying to think ahead.
Hey, Monica, I asked my Mexican employee what pobrecito means, and he said it's like a poor baby. Yes. Yeah, meaning, exactly. Making a connection on the air. Listen, Negative Norris, I'm in control of these texts, not you. You can add whatever words you want to, but please know that, again. Use TuneIn to listen, said another texter. Hey. And Monica, change Pobrecito's name to Pende. You know what it is. Hey, someone just texted my iPhone app started working just now. Hey.
So Will must have got it fixed.
We got it working.
He was he couldn't figure out why, and he was just working on it from all ends. So I guess he got it done.
Last one, B. Big Trucker C is asking, what are you talking about, Joe Biden? He still thinks he's the president.
Oh, no doubt. And Kamala thinks that she's the president, too. It's kind of crazy. Of course, that's after a bottle of wine and a 8-ball of Coke.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. Yeah, let's get to the tweet of the day. We'll come back and talk about President Trump's approval rating, up or down. We'll dive into that. The tweet of the day this morning being brought to you by Atlas Make a Mirror. Atlas Make a Mirror. Check it out today. AtlasMakeAMirror.com ×1, ×5, ×10. Magnification, bright LED lights, travels easy, comes in traveling case, weighs less than 4 pounds. So what that means, if you're doing a short trip, you could put in the your carry-on bag. It's small enough, but big enough to get the job done. 575-631-3189. If you already have the Atlas Make a Mirror, let me tell you about a couple things. Have you ever thought, I wish I had one that mounted on the wall? You can get that now. And right now, they're also just rolling out the pocket mirrors. $29.99 for the smaller one, $39.99 for the larger one. And much like the Atlas Make a Mirror, it lights and it magnifies. Give them a call today, 575-631-3189. Go to the website, atlasmakeupmirror.com. Thought number one, the tweet of the day, President Trump silences the Danes. Talking about World War II, listen to what he said yesterday.
We saw this in World War II when Denmark fell to Germany after just 6 hours of fighting and was totally unable to defend either itself or Greenland. So the United States was then compelled. We did it. We felt an obligation to do it, to send our own forces to hold the Greenland territory, and hold it we did at great cost and expense. They didn't have a chance of getting on it, and they tried. Denmark knows that. We literally set up bases on Greenland for Denmark. We fought for Denmark. We weren't fighting for anyone else. We were fighting to save it.
And save it we did. We saved Greenland. All this stuff about Greenland, we didn't have to give it back. We did, though. We did. Why is New Mexico last at everything? Well, I finally discovered one thing that we are first at. Have any idea what that is? We're number one at protesting.
Oh.
We have got it down. I think Minnesota is coming in number 2. New Mexico is number 1 when it comes to protesting. The Youth United for Children Climate Crisis Action Group. Of course, that breaks down to Yucca. Marched on the Roundhouse. What are they protesting about? Well, number 1, climate crisis, and number 2, they were protesting ICE. Cut number 2 would Blake.
I dropped it.
It's okay. So that's what we're number 1 at. We will gather, we will protest, and the Roundhouse, not like they don't have anything to do up there. We're busy protesting. We'll come back to a couple other things, and we'll hear President Trump cracking off yesterday, making people laugh. We'll dive into that in just a second. Let's check the price of oil this morning. Being brought to you by our buddies at Del Perm. Del Perm Oilfield Specialties, delivering integrity to the industry. Top of the line supplies. Look, they've got everything. Whatever supplies you need, they can provide it. All the way in the Delaware and Permian basins. They're specializing in tools, safety, cleanup equipment. Hey, if you need anything, and I do mean anything, they can provide it. From the needs of a pumper to a roustabout crew to lease operators, they've got you covered. Need pressure washing equipment? Yeah, they got it. You can lease it. Pull down trailers? They've got it. And they are your local dealer for the Filtrac automated filtration system. This is the future of filtration systems in the oil field. What sets this one apart from everyone else? No downtime. No downtime. With all the other systems, you have to shut down the well, change the filters. Not with the Filtrac. Filtrac is skid operated. No need to shut it down. Operates from a cell phone or VPN. Check them out today at Del Perm Oilfield Specialties. They're right there on North Grimes and Hobbs, 575-392-4204, delivering integrity to the industry. Price of oil this morning, it's already $6.42.
West Texas Intermediate is down 96 cents at 59.66. Brent crude's off about the same at 64.27. Natural gas is up 39 cents to $5.26. And the wholesale cost on a gallon of gasoline, $1.83 this morning.
All right, thought for the day this morning being brought to you by Wakefield Oil. They've got the experience to take care of you. 40 years of experience delivering oil and gas products in the patch. Doesn't matter if you're on road or off road, they'll get the products to you. They also have interstate batteries. So unleaded, diesel, DEF, you name it, they've got it. Give them a call, 575-622-4160. Go to the website, wakefieldOil.com. Thought for the day in memory of Mr. Wendell Wakefield. Thought for the day is, one day I will do amazing things. Today, I'll just be satisfied to manage not spilling food on this new shirt. It's my thought for the day this morning. All right, President Trump's approval rating is actually at a 3-month high. So this is a CBS poll. People always know, well, who did the polling numbers? CBS and YouGov did the polling numbers, and 90% of Republicans are backing the president for his strong job.
Amen.
And so 89%. Last month, the month before, it was 87%. He is now at 90%. So his total approval rating is 42%.
That's pretty good.
Disapproval rating, 58%.
Nice.
By the way, 75% of people polled said that their income cannot keep up with inflation. Now, according to government polls, and I'm not saying that government studies are always right, that people are earning more today than they did under Biden, and inflation is on a downward trajectory. See, that's why I was skipping it. But that inflation is down. People are making more money, especially when it comes to a lot of savings they will make when it comes to doing their taxes. So just the price of fuel being down will save you money. I know there are people, well, fuel's not down. Yes, it is. If you go to the pumps, definitely down. No doubt. And the Supreme Court hearing arguments on the federal firing case. When are they going to get to this birthright citizenship? That's one they probably don't want to get to. But does the president have the right to fire individuals? Does the president have the right to fire Lisa Cook,
Yes.
Federal Reserve Board governor?
Yes.
So Supreme Court is
Shouldn't
looking
he?
into this. I would think that's going to be a fairly easy case.
Well,
We'll
are
see.
there any easy cases?
Not when it comes to Trump.
And the Fed Reserve Board serves at the leisure
Supposed
of
to-
the president.
Yeah. So he should have the right to fire them. Transgender retired Space Force colonel ousted by Donald Trump is running for Congress. Former Space Force Colonel Bree Fram, transgender military officer, booted by the president and an executive order in 2025, is running as a Democrat. Of course, as a Democrat. Northern Virginia House seat. Dude is a biological man, identifies as a female. This country really turned the corner when we decided that if you identify as something, you are something. I'm just going to say this morning, I'm identifying as a very good-looking billionaire.
There
So
you
let's
go.
make that happen. Let's make it happen. What the hell? Prime Minister of Canada making remarks yesterday. By the way, Canada has since sold out and done a deal with Beijing. Trump will talk about him. I'll play that cut coming up in a second. And a double shooting leaves one person dead, one person injured in Albuquerque. The man died in that shooting, left a woman with gunshot wounds. Shooting happened Tuesday at 8 p.m. The man and the woman were sitting in a vehicle at Allsups. That's when somebody shot them. By the way, paramedics took him in the hospital. Man died overnight. The woman is in stable condition. Police are still looking for names of the persons that perpetrated that shooting, or in this case, the murder. And a judge sentenced two men convicted of fatal beating of a man outside a tattoo shop in 2023. In September, the jury found Brian Garcia and Jesse Cook guilty of second-degree murder and conspiracy to commit second-degree murder. And this gentleman was beaten to death outside a tattoo shop. Garcia and Cook initially faced aggravated battery charges, but after the man died, of course, those charges went up to murder charges. By the way, the judge will sentence those two individuals today at 1:30. And we'll talk about Barron Trump saves a life. You heard me, right? Barron Trump saves a life. We'll get to that coming up next. We'll get to cut number 3 in just a second. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Fens and Artesia. Savings going on right now at Fens. Whole pork loin for $2.19 a pound. Choice beef chuck roast, $6.49 a pound. Sliced bacon, get a 12-ounce pack for just $2.99, and get the boneless chicken breast for $2.29 a pound. In the produce department, they've got iceberg lettuce. A head is just 99 cents each. Get selected salads, 2 for $5, and get large green bell peppers, 3 for $1, and get navel oranges or apples, a 2 to 3 pound bag for $2.99. $2.99. And the deli department start off with wheat bread, just $1.78 a loaf. Plus, get the mesquite turkey breast, $7.48 a pound. Get the oven roasted turkey breast for $7.48 a pound, and get pastrami for $12.99 a pound. Looking for refreshments? They always have the coldest beer in Artesia at Finn's, and of course they've got Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and Big Red, and other flavors. 24-pack for $10.99. Get it today at Finn's. Monica and the texts. We'll talk about Barron Trump. We'll play cut number 3 up next. Monica.
Dale says, you just need 2 things, B, the money and the looks. Mario B from Lovington said, is that right, B? Very good looking billionaire? Sounds like Epstein is your idol. Just kidding. And Glueless.
What?
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, that's like saying every white person is a bad person. So
Sure.
every billionaire went to Epstein Island. Come on now.
Glueless said, so what is Blake's last day? I hate that he's leaving. Blake, give him your...
So I'm here today and tomorrow. And then after that, I am taking a hiatus for a little while to pursue some other things that are coming up and see what opportunities there are. And that kind of frees that up a little bit to do that. I'm still here doing news and the weekend edition, things like that. And if you want to, you need to go follow B in the Breakfast Club anyway on social media. But if you want to keep up with what I'm doing, go follow me on all the social medias as well.
Okay. Frank in the Patch said, Gavin Newsom and Paul Ryan are wannabe globalists. And I miss the days when it wasn't a normal thing to identify as anything and everything. Listen, I was talking to Patrick's mom the other day, and she goes, I tell you, she was, mentioning something about somebody that she had contact with. She said this grown woman was wearing like bunny ears or whatever. And she goes, I don't know what her deal was. And I said, did she identify as a furry or something? She goes, I don't know. She's like, but I just couldn't get over how weird it was. And I can't imagine how weird it is to the older generation. I mean, if it's weird to us, like, it's mind boggling. Like, honestly, bless their hearts.
Probably one of the worst sights that you want to see at the grocery store is like a grown woman. And I do mean grown. I could say an overgrown woman that just doesn't wear a bra and doesn't give a damn. And she is like, the basket is now the resting place for those things instead of wearing a bra. It's not a good look.
No.
It is not a good look. And I always go, I wonder when they just stop giving a damn.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder what World War II veterans, like, if they knew that this was the America they were saving, I just wonder if they would have tried
they'd
so
have
hard.
gone so hard.
Yeah,
that's true. Artesia fan said New Mexico is not last in oil production. Lee County is number 1 in the U.S. Cool Hand Lynn said, at first I thought women shopping in pajamas would be great if they came from Victoria's Secret. Then I remembered some of the videos of people of Walmart that I'd watched. I'll continue online shopping, but I'll watch the videos for the entertainment. And Uncle Mike said, B, we are first at being last. That's right. And
we got that.
the app should be working. Again, you guys, thank you for making us aware and letting us know. We can't fix it if we don't know.
You might have to reload it.
Okay. And Blake, most of those anti-ICE protesters won't have much influence in the elections as they're paid protesters, not residents of Minnesota. And Jody from Lovington, everybody wants us to rename Porcito. Jody's suggestion, Chuck E. Cheese door reader. Is he the one that texted yesterday? Yeah. Jody, is that like, okay.
What is a door grinder?
Well, yesterday he said door grinder. Today he said door reader. I'm associating that it has like door opening, backside.
Or reader. Or rearer.
Hey, you were talking about the person shopping.
Mm-hmm.
The thing worse than that woman that you described, Kevin, is a biological man like Portocito who resembles that woman.
Mm-hmm.
that's worse.
So remember whenever you were talking about Nob Hill yesterday, and I was like, it's okay. And remember, I was like, well, I know that some people call it Snob Hill. Well, I asked them yesterday. Richard in the Patch is he's an ex-native, or I guess you could say native of Albuquerque, and I asked him why it's called Snob Hill. And he said back in the day, he said it used to be nice. It was all of the professors. There was doctors that lived there. It was beautiful.
It was nice.
And they called it Snob Hill because everybody was upper class.
War zone now.
Absolutely. He said it's nothing like that. He was born and raised Burqueño. That's what we're going to change your name to. Or no? Do you not want to identify as that, Richard?
They completely
have taken over.
And that's what they do. Look at the parks in Albuquerque. You can't even go to a park with your kid because it's been overtaken by drug addicts and homeless individuals. It's pretty sad.
Yep.
Back
Pretty
to you, B.
sad. All right, James Comer yesterday talked about the Clintons. I'll dive into that, and we'll talk about how Barron Trump saved a woman's life. I'll talk about it. You think Barron Trump is a player?
No.
You don't think he's a player?
I don't think so. I think he's too good to be a player. I think he cares too much about himself, his image, his well-being.
Daddy sure was a player.
I was going to say, I bet he is.
Listen, if he is, he's definitely low-key about it. That's for sure.
So we'll talk about how he saved a woman's life coming up in just a second. Morning show this morning, they're open 24/7. I'm talking about Twin Wells Fuel Station. If you're driving on 128 this morning and you're between Jowl and Carlsbad and you're like, I'm in the middle of nowhere and I need fuel, exit on Buck Jackson Road and fill her up today at the Twin Wells Fuel Station. And they're open for everybody. 24/7, they're open. Fill her up today. They accept all your fleet cards, debit cards, and credit cards. Don't sweat it next time you're on 128. Exit Buck Jackson Road. Fill her up today. Twin Wells Fuel Station reminding you, please be safe out there today. James Comer talking about the Clintons yesterday. Asking the question about the Clintons being subpoenaed. They came back, the Clintons came back and said it was unlawful. He asked a question about it being lawful. Here's James Comer.
Button.
One other thing with the Clintons, and I'll yield back. One of the arguments the Clintons made, Mr. Garcia, was that our subpoenas were unlawful. Do you agree that the subpoenas we issued the Clintons are unlawful?
I believe that all of our subpoenas that we have issued have been lawful, sir.
Every subpoena has been lawful, and sooner or later, the Clintons are going to have to go in there and answer the questions. Little Nick Shirley was out and about yesterday testifying before Congress about the Somali fraud and what he has found. Here's what he had to say, cut number 4.
We go to a daycare, and I'm instantly surprised by what we see. We arrived, and it was an industrialized building, and there was 2 daycares registered at that daycare, at that building. And the first thing I noticed is all the windows are blacked out, and there's no footprints in the snow of any children. There's no playgrounds or anything that would make it look like it's a child care. But above me, a sign read, open 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. But there was nobody there. The doorbell did not even work. And then we continued to go to other daycares, and we noticed the same pattern. No children, blacked out windows, and one daycare, a learning center, spelled Quality Learning Center instead of Quality Learning Center. They had received $1.9 million, yet with that $1.9 million, they could not even spell leering right on their sign.
They're just leering. They're just leering. That's all they're doing is leering. Crazy. All right, we're going to get into President Trump at the World Economic Forum. We'll dive into that coming up next. Barron Trump reportedly had saved a woman's life. So the woman who said that she was violently attacked by her ex-boyfriend last year told the London court that her friend Barron Trump unexpectedly saved her life after she managed to call him on FaceTime from the UK all the way back to New York City, where he goes to school. The 19-year-old son of Donald Trump, made contact with emergency operators. They were there, they got there, and they were able to save the woman's life. The woman, who cannot be named, reportedly claimed that a former Russian partner was very, very jealous because of her friendship with Barron Trump. Was her ex-boyfriend came in to kill her, and she was able to call Barron Trump, who called the authorities, and all ended well. Good Samaritan stopped a maniac from attacking a child in Florida with a knife on a school bus stop. By the way, after he was released from jail. Florida man who was released from jail just days earlier, accused of choking a child and threatening bystanders with a knife at a school bus stop. An attack that was stopped by a Good Samaritan. The Land Police Department said that Christopher Stephen Swabble, 36 years old, attacked the child at a bus stop, grabbed his throat, pulled out a long knife, confronted the adults at the bus stop. By the way, thank God for the good guy.
Mm-hmm.
And the cause of death revealed for the woman who died following that Universal Orlando ride.
Yeah.
Cause of death of the 70-year-old has been released, saying that she died following the ride, and the woman became unresponsive. According to the officer, it looks like the woman had suffered some type of she was unconscious when she got to the hospital. She later died at the hospital, according to the report obtained by the Orlando Sentinel. The woman enjoyed her time at the park with her grandkids, and she died of cardiac arrest. That thing gets up to 45 miles an hour.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, sounds like a lot of fun. All right, President Trump cracking jokes yesterday in Davos started the day off. Everybody talking crap about Donald Trump, and then he gets there. He walks to the podium with a swagger. Everybody looking at him, turning their nose up at Donald Trump, and then he says what he says, and people start laughing. He was cracking jokes yesterday at the World Economic Forum. Here's Donald Trump.
650 billion. I mean, it's so many. One just announced 10 billion. Toyota. Met Mr. Toyota in Japan. So what's your name? Toyota. I said, oh, do you own the car company? Yes, 92%. I said, you didn't have to be that specific. But I said, you're rich. Yes, I'm rich. But he just announced he's going to do $10 billion worth of plants. I mean, it's amazing what's going on. Look, it's amazing. We've never had anything like it.
So President Trump used the opportunity to sell America to the world at the World Economic Forum. And we have to remember we had other people there. We had Gavin Newsom there. We had Al Gore there. Al Gore made an ass out of himself again. I'll talk about that at some point this morning. But the president of Finland was like, we can survive without America. Cut number 6.
First is a direct answer to the question of this panel. Can Europe defend itself? My answer is unequivocally yes.
Without the Americans?
Without the Americans. I mean,
how?
Well, look.
But you're relying on them for these key elements. How would you do it at scale and at duration and at intensity?
With an assumption that the United States would cut off completely any kind of work.
Yeah.
Well, if we look at the defense composure of Europe by and large, and a country like Finland, so how do we do it? We have conscription. 1 million have done it. We can mobilize 280,000 soldiers within weeks. We have 62 F-18s. Your next question is going to be, do they fly without Americans? No, they don't. But do we?
No, we got them, but we don't know how to fly them. Thank you, President of Finland. You are a clown. You are a big-time clown. For those that have no idea how much money that we give to like NATO defense, America provides $860 billion. You know, right there in the backyard, what do you think UK gives to NATO?
Oh,
Probably about 2% would be my guess.
65 billion. Germany, 68 billion. Spain, 19 billion. France, 56 billion. Finland, they give 7.3 billion.
Well, and they want to think that they would be able to defend themselves, but World War II proves otherwise.
Amen. And I'm just going to say this much. Gavin Newsom was walking around, cut number 7. I say they need to drug test this guy. Listen to this clown. I think that he went outside and he got a bump or something.
yeah.
Gavin Newsom, cut number 7.
Speech. You were obviously named by President Trump during that speech.
Yeah.
What was your reaction to what he had to say about you?
None. I think he said something very different last night. I didn't hear new scum. I heard new green scam. But I mean, come on, it was remarkably boring. It was remarkably insignificant. He was never going to invade Greenland. It was never real. So that was.
So am I the only one that says drug test Gavin Newsom? Doesn't he sound high?
You know what? He looks like he's a little on one, like he did a little
I'm just
dabber.
saying.
Well, and here's the thing. No one ever said Trump was going to invade Greenland except for him and other idiots.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So my
Trump
thing
never
was,
said.
No.
what was he there for?
Well, he's, representing, California, the biggest state in America.
For now.
That's why. Yeah.
It's
For now.
idiotic.
Trump calls out Canada. Canada made a big deal with, we don't need America.
Really?
We decided to deal with China.
Good for you.
Listen to what Trump has to say about Canada.
We're building a golden dome that's going to, just by its very nature, going to be defending Canada. Canada gets a lot of freebies from us, by the way. They should be grateful also, but they're not. I watched your prime minister yesterday. He wasn't so grateful. But they should be grateful to us. Canada lives because of the United States. Remember that, Mark, the next time you make your statements.
Bam. Bam. Just saying, Donald Trump is the man. I'll play a couple more cuts. He talks about oil and gas, talks about mass migration in Europe. And then he says the words that nobody in Europe wants to hear. You'd be speaking German. We'll get to that coming up in just a second. KWMW Maljamora, 105.1 FM, 93.5 KWES in Rio Doso, and KDAZ AM 700 FM 96.9. If you're watching us this morning on our streaming platforms, hey, we appreciate you. If you're every day, make sure and hit that notification button so you know every time that we go on the air. Do us a favor, share it with your friends. Let them know about B and the Breakfast Club. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Roswell Livestock and Farm Supply, 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. Farm and Ranch Supplies, Western Wear. They've got feed for all your animals, certified Purina dealer. Looking good Western clothes. Yep, they got that. Working clothes. Yeah, they got that. Need hardware supplies. They've got a hardware store inside the store. Plus, they have trailers, tank, tack, fencing material, everything you will need for the former ranch. They've got you covered. 1105 East 2nd in Roswell. Also find them in Capitan at the Lincoln County Mercantile. Check them out today. The squad members actually teaming up with the Republicans. Members of the squad join the Republicans to advance the contempt resolutions against the Clintons and the Epstein probe. That's a bipartisan action. Thank you. 17-year-old male was dead and a 17-year-old female injured in the shooting that took place at Allsup's in Albuquerque. That is a developing story. And a man arrested in connection with an overdose death in Taos. So Taos Sheriff's Department arrested a man in connection with that overdose death of a 36-year-old woman. James Gallegos, 59 years old, charged with felony trafficking, possessing illegal narcotics, and homicide. I think we would help with the fight against illegal drugs if we actually started prosecuting like this the people that provide the drugs. I think it would help.
Mm-hmm.
And an Albuquerque woman accused of neglecting her special needs daughter, who was 16, until the daughter died, took a plea deal in court yesterday. Bernalillo County deputies say Dora Espinola was responsible for the death of her child in 2022. After months of neglect, deputies say that Espinola took the girl to University Hospital, and it was clear that she had been dead for a while. Investigators said the girl was badly malnourished.
Oh.
They said when they went to investigate the home, there were flies inside the home, feces, blood. By the way, she pled no contest to child abuse. Her sentencing will get underway soon. And the mother accused of kidnapping a child in El Paso, arrested in Lincoln County
Oh, wow.
near Carrizozo. So on Wednesday, January 14th, Sheriff's Office received information about a child who was kidnapped out of El Paso and was being transported through Lincoln County. Lincoln County Sheriff Mike Wood released information yesterday saying they did make the arrest of that lady that was transporting the baby through Carrizozo. Great job going out to great job and applause going out to Lincoln County Sheriff. Another great job on doing so. All right, we're going to hear a whole bunch more from President Trump coming up in just a second. Just remember, America is paying a huge percentage of the money that goes to NATO. I left out our neighbors, Canada. How much does Canada pay?
10 billion.
29 billion, and we pay 860 billion.
I say call their bluff. You know, I mean, I know that with the Golden Dome, when they put that in, that by default, they're going to get protection. But
Right.
if Canada
Yeah.
says they can deal without the U.S., let's
Let them.
let's
go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let them. All right, we're going to get you updated with news, keep you updated with everything going on. Monica and the text this morning being brought to you by Rig Outfitters and the Home Store. Look, they've got FR everything. Boots for just $99 a pair. Plus, they've got FR jeans, coveralls, shirts, gloves. They got all of that. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Look, they have zero down financing. RigOutfitters.com for more information. Check them out today. You can do so. RigOutfitters.com or go to the Broadmoor Mall. If you're looking for something, they probably have it at Rig Outfitters and the Home Store, Broadmoor Mall and Hobbs. Monica, to the text. It's already 7:12.
Pobrecito should be named Mamoncito. And I found a picture of poor Lacito, says Jeffro. His boyfriend posted it. I'll go look at it later. And Gary from the Patch said, just a thought. Why can't everybody just identify as what they are? If you're a man, he got the little dang things. You're a man. If you're a woman, you don't have the little dangling things. That's what you are as a woman. That's right. If you got little dangling things, doesn't matter how big they are, you're a guy. In-law Outlaw says, I'm wondering why I can't see your current shows. Like on the weekends, I just see older shows. Am I doing something wrong?
Oh, we're not on the weekends. We only work Monday through Friday. Maybe
And-
one day we'll do a best of show on the weekend, like I do on the holidays.
Annoying Texter says, it's insane how you guys can listen to him and think that he sounds strong. Let me finish. He was unhinged, slurring words, getting names of countries mixed, jumping from talking point to talking point. It's almost sad.
Newsom.
They laughed at him.
Yeah, they laughed at Newsom.
Yeah. So let me get this right. You're talking about Trump?
Yes, that's annoying Texter who does not like him.
It sounds like he is like I am today. He's congested. He's probably got postnasal drip, got a sore throat, and he still shows up and kicks ass.
Amen.
Still shows up and kicks ass. Do you remember when Biden got lost because he wandered away? you remember that? That was a disgrace. Trump went in there, and it's like he had a big old baseball bat, and he slammed it on the table. Slammed it on the table and said, listen up, America is back.
And Pobrecito says Newscom had to give a speech, but Trump blocked that. No, he didn't. I guess he knew it was not going
Newsom
to be
gave a
good for
speech
him.
earlier in the day.
Mhm.
At least if you're going to come back and say something,
Get it
please at least get it right.
Exactly. And Patricia says, I am so ready for summer. Tired of being cold. Back to you, B.
You got maybe 2 more months. Maybe 2 more months. I remember in track season would come around, and it would be extremely cold during track season. So you got a couple more months before it actually warms up.
Well,
we'll
we're
check the weather
gonna
coming up.
get some time in here. I mean, because in this part of the world, it's cold, it's warm, it's cold, it's warm, it's cold, it's warm.
But January, February are the coldest months in New Mexico traditionally.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you got a little bit of time to get used to it. Why the hell you think I'm going back to the Philippines?
He's like,
Cold,
"All
I
right."
just can't take it. I just can't take it. So yesterday I was telling Monica and Blake off the air, I went to get my ultrasound on the boys, and they give me the youngest, hottest radiologist.
And she had
I'm just
all
like-
your attention, huh?
Yeah, I'm
But
like,
she was
life
all
is-
business.
Attention.
Yeah. I'm just gonna say that any woman that's had a ultrasound of their belly when they're pregnant, she didn't even heat it up for me, the gel. Monica, you ever had an ultrasound?
Yes. Yes. And
Was
they
the
normally
gel
don't.
heated up?
Not with the gel heated up. I've never had it. Like, they weren't that gentle. Not because they couldn't, but I don't think they had the means to warm it up. They just kind of, but they warned me, like, it's going to be cold.
Put that stuff in the microwave.
Yeah,
Come
seriously.
on now. Yeah, that's cool. All right, check on the weather quickly. We'll take a break, keep you updated with everything going on. When we return, more fun in Davos yesterday. The president going off, putting people in their places. We'll dive that. And the last cut is probably the best cut, where he tells all of Europe, remember America. We'll get to that coming up in a second. Morning show this morning being brought to you by North Star Laundry, one-stop shop for all your laundry, dry cleaning, pressing, starching, walk-in, use the coin-operated machine. Yeah, you can wash and dry and fold all your own clothes, but if you're tired of that, if you are done with that, maybe you're empty nesters and you're just tired of doing laundry on the weekends, you want to get out and go do stuff, I feel you. You can do that by dropping off the clothes at North Star Laundry. Maybe you are working really hard, ain't got time for that. Maybe you're working in the patch and you got all related clothes. Not a problem. They'll take the clothes, oil and regular clothes. They'll wash, dry, and fold them. Check them out. They have 3 locations, 609 West Lee in Carlsbad, 604 West Church, and, of course, in Loving at 406 West Cedar. One-stop shop for all your laundry, North Star Laundry. 63 and sunny today, looking good, but tomorrow is a different day and different weather, down to about 36 with freezing snow in the forecast for southeast New Mexico. Looks like we have a chance of sunshiny weather in Ruidoso, 54. You have snow in the forecast for tonight. And for Albuquerque today, 56 and sunny. No snow tonight, but you do have snow in the forecast starting tomorrow night. 5-day forecast. Keep up with the weather. All you got to do is go to W105radio.com. Check at news. Check the news this morning being brought to you by State Representative Randy Pettigrew. Randy is working hard right now in Santa Fe. He's into the second day of the 30-day session. Supposed to be a budget where we go over the budget and fix the budget, but there are other things that they're trying to do when it comes to physicians, when it comes to your guns, when it comes to juvenile crime, and other things, you can count on one thing. Randy Pettigrew is going to represent you, the constituents of District 61. District 61 is a very conservative district. That's why you elected the constitutional conservative Randy Pettigrew. Sign up for his newsletter, find out what's going on during the session or pretty much any other month. Yeah, he'll keep you abreast. All you got to do to sign up, you can go to Facebook, randallpettigrew.com, or you can do either one of those to sign up, and you don't have to live in the district to get the newsletter. Want to keep up with what's going on in New Mexico? Sign up for the newsletter, randallpettigrew.com. Message paid for it by Randy Pettigrew. Alrighty, 7:20, taking a break. We'll come right back. Be in the Breakfast Club.
News this hour is being brought to you by C&M Electric of Lovington, offering commercial and residential services in Southeast and South Central New Mexico with over 30 years of experience. C&M Electric LLC of Lovington, offering commercial and residential services in Southeast and South Central New Mexico. Whether it's oil field, agricultural, industrial, automation, and alarm systems, they also offer panel fabrication and power line work. C&M Electric provides generator rentals and shore power light towers, as well as small to large temporary power distribution centers for drilling, frac, and workovers. Call the experts at C&M Electric today and rest assured that there is no job too big or too small for them to handle. Call 575-396-2692. C&M Electric LLC, licensed, bonded, and insured with over 30 years experience.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. On Wednesday, the Bureau of Land Management opened a 30-day public comment period to receive public input on plans to include 74 oil and gas parcels totaling 33,530 acres in New Mexico and Texas in a May 2026 sale. The comment period ends February 20th. 62 of those 74 parcels, totaling 31,206 acres, are in Eddy County. For more information, go to eplanning.blm.gov. And one bill that was introduced last session but did not get a vote and has been pre-filed for the 30-day session that started Tuesday but has yet to get a committee assignment is legislation aimed at protecting people from the dangers associated with artificial intelligence, and it has the backing of the Attorney General.
I think it's important for New Mexico to take a leading role in trying to develop a framework that sets clear guidelines and boundaries for the ethical development of this technology.
Said Attorney General Raul Torres. This comes just days after NMDOJ agents arrested a man accused of using AI apps to turn innocent photos of children into sexually explicit images of them. It's called the Artificial Intelligence Accountability Act, and it would be the first New Mexico law to directly address deepfakes and AI-generated deception.
It creates clear technical standards for AI developers, for large social media platforms, and for device manufacturers to ensure that they actually include latent digital markers in the content that is produced and in the content that is published, so that anyone who is potentially harmed by that content can work and with those providers to understand where the content was generated, who disseminated it.
Key provisions in the proposed legislation include mandatory disclosure by tech makers of synthetic content, free provenance detection tools, and penalties of up to $15,000 per violation, while victims could sue for up to $1,000 per view. Enhanced sentencing is also proposed for felonies involving AI. And that's the way it is. I'm Blake Ovard. This is MTD Radio News.
Hey, Lovington. Albertsons Market is opening a new grocery store at Highway 82 and North Main Street, and we're looking for passionate team members to join our crew. Join us at Lovington EDC, located at 201 Main Street in Lovington, for on-site interviews Thursday, Friday, and Saturdays, January 29th through the 31st, from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on Thursday and Friday, and 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday. You could get hired on the spot. Don't miss this opportunity to enjoy great perks like weekly pay, flexible hours, and grocery discounts. To apply, text AM Lovington to 43300. Albertsons Market is an equal opportunity employer.
Wanting an affordable, quiet place to park your RV while you're working in or around Carlsbad? WWRV is 3 RV parks with one goal: to be a quiet place for their working tenants. 162 RV sites with 30 and 50 amp available. All utilities are included in the price, including premier wired internet at each site for your gaming and movie streaming. WWRV is pet friendly and well lit with plenty of street lights. Get pricing and contact info by visiting their website at www.rvx3.com or call 575-988-0392 for WWRV. RV.
The Carlsbad Gun Show, hosted by Los Alamos Ammo, returns to the Pecos River Village on February 7th and 8th. This huge two-day event is for buying, selling, and trading, offering something for everyone in the family, including guns, ammunition, scopes, reloading supplies, and knives. This year's show features Western apparel, jewelry, blankets, and cowboy memorabilia. The Carlsbad Gun Show, hosted by Los Alamos Ammo, runs Saturday, February 7th from 9 to 5 and Sunday, February 8th from 10 to 4 at the Pecos River Village Conference Center, 711 Muscantel Avenue. Be there. Be there. Be there.
Yo, Fragile. Hey, Joe, it's Mike. We've got an issue out here on location. What kind of issue? This site is not marked right. Missing safety signs, faded decals. If someone shows up, we're out of compliance.
All right, don't mess around with that. Call Awesome Graphics and get it fixed now.
Who?
Awesome Graphics. They handle all of our oil field signs and decals.
Well, how do I reach them?
Call 575-392-3455 or go by 523 West Sanger and Hobbs. Tell them Joe sent you and they'll hook you up with a special.
Copy that. I'm on it.
Missing signs cost time. Non-compliance costs money. For oil field signs, safety decals, and fast turnaround, call Awesome Graphics. 575-392-3455 or stop by 523 West Sanger. Awesome Graphics, keeping your location marked and compliant. Online at myawesomegraphics.com.
Be in the Breakfast Club, powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com. Home of the lifetime Permian Powertrain promise.
You and me belong together all the time.
You see, this is what happens when you let sick people play with powerful toys.
Listen, we're all adults here. Come on. If this situation's gonna work, we gotta be honest with each other. Now go on, enjoy yourselves.
Be in the Breakfast Club.
This is not headline news. A list of the best jobs in 2026 is out. Nowhere on the list, Kiefer Sutherland's Uber driver. Today is Answer Your Cat's Question Day. For those of you who don't speak meow, let me translate. It's saying, why are you a sad and lonely woman? Marvel Comics will release a Spider-Man Superman crossover. Comic book fans celebrated the announcement with a 21 inhaler salute. And health officials identified a new form of diabetes. They're calling it West Virginia. This is not headline news.
And good morning. Here we are, Thursday morning, already 7:27. Delta flight, LaGuardia Airport, delayed for hours when the plane was at the gate and had to be de-iced. The problem with that is the icing agent went into the cabin and soaked passengers.
Ooh.
I'm sorry, I don't have another pair of pants. I'm going to have to go pantsless because my pants are in the check bag. Can you imagine being soaked by a de-icer?
That would not be pleasant.
No. And I mean, it's a chemical they use to de-ice the planes. That's not fun. And also from the airlines this morning, British Airlines flight attendant is suing the airline after she was injured by turbulence. Yeah, she claims the pilot flew right into the storm. I think she deserves some money. But look, at least you slipped and fell on the floor. You didn't hit your head on the ceiling. British Airlines is requiring all flight attendants to wear helmets and shoulder pads. You know, the crazy thing is usually when turbulence hit, the flight attendants are required to sit down and buckle up also. No word on why she was not sitting. And new study shows that vitamin D can actually help you protect yourself against the flu. Vitamin D. High doses of vitamin D. And the former Los Angeles outfielder, Yasiel Puig, facing up to 20 years in prison, found guilty of lying to investigators about his involvement in sports betting. The latest sports betting that came out is like Division II schools.
Oh, wow.
Basketball. Division II. I didn't even know anybody, bet on Division II. And the average person, I was like, really?
Really?
Average person spent 6 months of their life waiting at a red light. You'd think after a couple of months, you'd eventually turn right and go around the red light. I'm not spending that much time. 6 months is a long time of my life. That's a lot of time. And according to another study, the average parent has 15 minutes of free time per day. 15 minutes for parents' free time.
Aw.
I don't know. That sounds a little high. That sounds a little high. All right, cold weather in the forecast. It's going to freeze starting tomorrow. We'll talk about, will Texas have the oomph to survive the winter storm? We'll get to that coming up next. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Seminole Siding and Construction, a trusted name across southeast New Mexico. If you're starting to think now, I need siding, I need a roof, they can do all of that type of stuff. Need a brand new patio or maybe a carport, keep the car out of the elements. Not a problem. They can construct that. But if you're thinking about building a big barn or maybe a shop, they do industrial and commercial, big old metal buildings. Get in touch with them today. Check them out online at SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com. 575-391-1430. See them today. Go to the website, SeminoleSidingAndConstruction.com. Will West Texas be able to handle this winter storm that is looming? They are expecting cold temperatures. Look, even where I'm at today in Louisiana, cold temperatures. I wrapped Mom's pipes outside last night, and so we're getting extreme cold weather. But even Florida, extreme cold weather.
Now, they can handle the cold. The problem is the ice is so much weight when it builds up on those lines that's where they have the problem.
So remember last time this happened, like in 2021.
Yeah.
And you know what saved New Mexico in 2021 when we had that frigid cold weather? That was a coal power plant up there in Farmington. And guess what we don't have anymore? The coal power plant, because the Democrats said that it's dirty. They eliminated thousands of jobs in Farmington because of that.
Yeah, good paying jobs.
Yeah.
Really good paying jobs. And you know who held those jobs? A lot of Native Americans held those jobs.
Right. But the state government doesn't care about them.
No, the government. So they closed down the power plant in Farmington. I'm praying that Texas had the power grid can hold up in this storm, and New Mexico's power grid can also, because people are going to be using. I remember they were saying, "Well, don't turn your heat above 68." Hell with that.
And remember, Kevin, also that pool noodles, duct tape, those are really good for pipes and spigots and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So I got everything wrapped up yesterday. I didn't have much because everything is,
everyone should be prepared in case there is a power outage.
Yeah.
Make sure you have extra blankets. Make sure you have a few gallons of water. Those things that you may or may not think of. Make sure you have those kind of supplies. You don't need to rush out and buy the milk and the bread. That's, everybody always does that right away. But make sure you have water. Make sure you have blankets. Make sure you have clothing, all of that kind of stuff. So,
yeah, because it's going to get very frigid. And don't forget to check on the, if you got
neighbors.
Elderly parents, make sure and check on them. Make sure that they're nice and nice and cozy.
If you have outdoor pets, make sure they're taken care of as well. They need to have an area that's out of the wind and out of whatever the weather is, and a dry place where they can be, preferably heated if you can, but because it's going to be really cold, or bring them in is the better thing. But if
that would be a better solution.
Yeah, but if you're one of those people that says no, I'm not going to have a pet in the house, make sure theirs is warm and heated if possible, but an area of bedding that they can get down into. that's dry.
So I keep hearing a dinging noise.
Yeah, I don't know where it's coming
Am I the only one that hears
No, you can hear it, but I don't know what's on that would. I've got you
I don't know what
on. Z play is Z
I
buttons.
don't know what the.
No, those are all down.
I don't know
what it is.
I don't know what the ding. It sounds like a text alert or something.
Mm-hmm.
It does, but I don't know where it is.
Yeah, I have no idea where that's at. Multiple medical compact bills introduced to New Mexico legislature, which would supposedly bring more doctors to New Mexico. If you listen to the show for a couple days or a couple years or for the last 15, 20 years, you've heard me say this before. Democrats create the problem, then they blame everybody else. Lawmakers are, one of their top priorities this session is New Mexico's doctor shortage that they created when they allowed the biggest lobbyists they ever face, the lawyers, to raise the limits that plaintiffs can sue for doctors for. So that just raised the amount of medical malpractice insurance. And our medical malpractice insurance, in some cases, 3 times higher than Texas. So why would doctors leave? Well, that's part of the reason why doctors would leave. That's part of the reason why they would leave. So this bill would simply allow the people to go to another state and to allow, assuming that they have a compact, and allow us to get help from other states when our resources are stressed for emergency medical people. So we'd be able to bring people in from other states to help in the case of an emergency. Gray wolf is dead, found near a Grant. So we've been following these gray wolves, and the New Mexico Game and Fish Department confirmed that a Mexican gray wolf recently found dead along I-40. They believe that it is a male wolf, and the tracking number on there, of course, they're tracking them. They've been tracking these wolves, and what they have discovered is that we put them in one area, and you know where they keep going back to? They keep going back home.
Aww.
So evidently it was hit by a vehicle on I-40. And police chief claims that ICE agents drew a weapon on one of his officers.
Lie. I'm calling BS.
By the way, if identify yourself, I'm probably going to pull a gun on you too. On Tuesday's press conference, intended to address the church protest, the Brooklyn Park police chief, Mark Borelli, dropped the bombshell. Instead, he accused ICE agents of aggressively confronting an off-duty police officer and even drew a gun at him.
Like I said, I'm calling BS. When have they drawn guns on people?
Sure.
So, saying they drew a gun on him and he wouldn't identify himself. And they drew a gun on them.
When have they done that before? They don't draw guns on people.
Minnesota, I'm just saying, people from Minnesota are a little different. And Al Gore wants to pay farmers. Yesterday, Al Gore was in Davos and wants to pay farmers to grow less food to fight climate change. Is he still peddling that scam?
Yes, he has been for
Al
50 years.
Gore, the guy that told us that we would not be around in 50 years. He said that we would all be dead because of climate control.
Right.
Wants farmers, we should pay farmers to grow more food or less food to fight climate change. Well, what the hell are we going to eat? I mean, serious. Look, I'm just a simple guy. What are we going to eat if we grow less food?
That's true. That is so
And
true.
a bigger
Each
part
other.
of that, if we supply and demand, if we have less food, the cost of food is going to go up. It's simple economics, supply and demand. Al Gore, you, my friend, are an idiot. Beef farmer. That's the answer to the world's problems. Oh, we're just going to grow less food. Have no idea what we're going to eat, but we'll just grow less food. I think that's the answer. Growing less food. All right, our number 877-396-W105. We are Beyond the Breakfast Club. We'll talk about networks.
Okay.
I'm hearing something in the background.
Yeah, and we don't know where it is.
Wait, I see that on my computer. I see it, but the buzzing, the beeping, I have no idea where that. When I flip sometimes and look at a page,
right?
Yeah,
it's a notice for something, but I don't know what it is. Like it's not a notice coming through on your call. I don't know, but that's where it sounds like it is, but I don't know.
All right, I'm going to check some things, but the morning show this morning being brought to you by La Tienda Thriftway. Find them in Pecos, Texas. They're right there on Eddy Street. Some of the savings going on right now. Boneless chicken breast, $2.29 a pound. Also, you can get the beef chuck roast for $6.49 a pound. Whole pork loin for $2.19 a pound, and sliced bacon, 12 ounces for $2.99. Food Club bacon, $2.99 for the 12-ounce pound. Also, iceberg lettuce, 99 cents each for a head of lettuce. Get the bell peppers, 3 for $1. Also, apples and navel oranges, 2 or 3 pound bag for $2.99. And then you can get your wheat bread for just $1.78 a loaf. Get the mesquite turkey breast or the oven roasted turkey breast, $7.48 a pound. Pastrami is $12.98 a pound. And if you're looking for refreshments, they always have the coldest beer in Pecos. You can find it at La Tienda. And they also have Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and Big Red on special right now, 24-pack for $10.99. Check them out today. Monica in the text while I look at stuff.
That cop was lying. ICE agents do shoot when they pull their guns. Well, if their life's being threatened, yeah. They don't draw guns on people, bro. How many videos do you need of ICE agents entering restaurants with guns brandished for no reason or pulling people over at gunpoint off the bat? Go ahead.
Yeah,
when you do not comply,
right,
then guns are pulled.
That's what I'm saying. They don't just draw a gun on somebody.
Sure.
Like there was a reason
Correct.
for it.
Back the blue unless they say something I don't want to be true. What fools? And now info is out that a fireman checked Renee Good's pulse 8 minutes after she was shot and she had a pulse. Oh, for the love of God. So what, was ICE lying or are they just stupid and can't check a pulse? Lying, you used the wrong form of lying. It's L-I-E-I-N-G. Annoying texter. And Walker from Roswell said they want us to eat bugs. Mike from Edgewood said we'll eat lab-grown food. And was the gun Drew and pen or permanent marker? Said Chingon. Certified White Boy is saying he enjoys YouTube may be better now because I can see why B's wife puts up with him. He's a handsome young man right there. Ooh.
So you're going on when I identify as a handsome billionaire today.
There you go. The chemical used to de-ice aircraft is propylene glycol. It is non-toxic and is even safe for use in foods, but it contains a thickening agent when used for de-icing. It would be pretty gross to get sprayed with. Okay, that's from Tim K. in Midland. Smokey in Arizona said, good morning, you guys. Even though I'm not able to listen today, it doesn't mean that I couldn't text and tell y'all to have a good day. Smokey, have a great day. And stop the hammering. Haha. Just like MSNBC that Markley, Van Camp, and Robbins always refer to. And my grandpa was a farmer in New Lubbock back in the 60s and 70s. He said he and other farmers were incentivized to not grow certain crops. Apparently, the reason was for this sort of type price control thing. Wow. And that's from Marty and Burke. Why would any...
We do some of that already, where we tell farmers not to grow. But look, when it comes to fruits and vegetables, we need fruits and vegetables.
That's right.
And I would rather us be self-sufficient, growing our own food and vegetables instead of buying fruits and vegetables from all over the world. That's just me personally.
Okay, so check do you have text requests open on your computer,
No, I
B?
do not. I do not do
Okay.
text
Have
requests.
everything except for this window closed on this
Yep,
computer.
that's-
There's nothing else open over here.
Yeah, I don't know where that beeping is coming from.
Okay, so I turned off the speaker for this computer, but remind me to turn it back on whenever we come back in. Okay,
Yeah,
but
'cause
it's not this computer.
It's either coming from this phone,
which is possible.
That's what it
Do you
That's
have
what it
text
kind of
requests
sounds
logged
like.
in on your phone?
I'm gonna turn off my camera for a second. There's nothing else open, and all the volumes are down. It's the first thing I check in the morning.
Right.
Yeah, all the volumes are down. I'm gonna go back on camera.
I don't know. Like I said,
I
over
think
on
I'm gonna go back.
whatever it is, it's still going.
But it sounds like
It's
that
a
computer.
notification of some sort. Everything on this computer is closed except for your call coming in and our net support so that I have the vMix. So on my side, that's what it is. On her side, I don't know what else is open.
Sounds like a text coming in.
But she has that computer's volume all the way down, so it shouldn't be that. So
don't
it
hear
does
it.
sound like a text.
I did hear it again.
It is. It's a ding every time a text from text request comes in. That's
Yeah, and
exactly what it is.
I don't have text request. So that makes
It's-
zero sense.
It does, because I can't figure out why it's over there. But
All right. I'm going to turn my computer off. I'm going to turn my phone off, and we're going to eliminate. We'll see if that eliminates it. And if that eliminates it, we know where it's coming from. This is live radio. Right.
that's
up in
right.
here.
We're doing all kinds of stuff right now.
This is live radio up in here.
Is it?
So my phone is down. You heard that that noise? That was me disconnecting.
Yeah.
So the phone is down. My other phone, the volume is completely down.
Right.
So I know it's not there. I don't know. I'm not on camera, so we'll figure that out. All right. Looks like networks issued a. How much coverage have they given to ICE? CBS, NBC, ABC? How much
lot.
positive coverage to ICE have they given?
A lot.
93% of coverage that ABC, NBC, and CBS have done has been negative coverage. 93% negative coverage of ICE. You cannot tell me that ICE is doing 93% of the negative work. I'm just not buying it. I am not buying it. Look, there are people out there that are demonizing ICE, and I get it. I see it. I have had people say some very ugly, ugly things. And you know what I did last night? I followed what Donald Trump is doing. So I had a guy say that I was a racist on a forum, said that I was a racist, mentioned my name and said I was a racist. So at that point, I said, got your name, know where you live, I know you, I am going to sue you. I am going to sue you. And guess what he did? He took it down because I'm not going to let anybody call me a racist, and then he called me a pervert, and then a child predator. I'm drawing the line at child predator. So if you call me a child predator, I am going to sue your ass. I'm
Fair.
done with it. I'm tired. I'm tired of playing these games with these liberals. So if you call me a child predator, I am going to sue your ass.
Fair.
Sick individuals talking about they are going to have relations with my mother and make me watch. That's a sick individual.
What forums are you hanging out on?
Just go to Roswell Freedom on Facebook.
Wow.
Serious.
Wow.
It has been taken over by a bunch of liberal sickos.
Wow.
So
Sounds
I'm
pretty
like,
extreme.
I will sue you. I will sue you.
Mm.
I've got your name. I know you. I know who your parents are. I will sue you. So go ahead. Keep talking. Guess what they did? They took it down. I got my buddy Luke Ragsdale on speed dial this morning
Mm.
because I'm tired of playing games. You want to lie about me? You better have your facts straight. Better have them straight. Mayor Fry says that he is asking the U.S. to fight ICE agents on the streets, saying that we do not have enough police to fight ICE agents on the street. It's like we woke up in a different world. You know what I'm saying? We woke up in a different world. We don't have enough police officers to fight ICE agents. I remember back in the day when police worked hand in hand with federal authorities. Maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just me. We don't have enough police officers to fight ICE. ICE is not the enemy of the country. ICE isn't the enemy. The foreign criminals that are coming into our country are the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that all foreigners are criminals,
Mm-mm.
but they know who the criminals are. Let them go do their job and work with them. You people from Minnesota, you got a bad, man, it's a terrible look right now for the state of Minnesota.
Right.
Mhm.
So I am asking the good people of Minnesota to step up and say, that's not us. We're not, and even Keith Ellison, the AG is, he's basically top law enforcement in the state. Keith Ellison yesterday saying he wants all sheriffs to stop turning in criminal illegal aliens over to ICE agents. So we don't want to get rid of criminals in this country. If somebody murders your daughter, you don't want them arrested. You don't want it. It's like we live in a different world. And yesterday, ICE got another one. Department of Homeland Security saying criminal alien rammed a law enforcement officer in operation in California. ICE agents fired a weapon. You want to ram somebody with a 4,000-pound vehicle, weaponizing a vehicle? They're probably going to return fire. Spokesperson said that Wednesday morning at Compton, DHS law enforcement officers conducting targeted operations to apprehend a violent criminal illegal alien from El Salvador. His name is Eduardo Carbonedo, and involved in human smuggling operation. When they tried to run over a member of ICE. It's just not going to work. And some good news coming out of Las Cruces. Looks like a steel pipe manufacturing facility is opening up in Las Cruces. This is great news for Las Cruces. Endurance Technology has chosen to expand in Las Cruces. The company is the first United States manufacturing facility that will be open in Las Cruces. This is a $17.5 million revenue bond that was given by the city council. Going to create about 41 jobs. Any jobs created in New Mexico is great news. And the fired under President Trump, the former military officer launching a Democrat bid for Congress. Oh, this is the same story I talked about, the person from Space Force running in Northern Virginia for Congress. Senior Navy official, was a man, became a woman, well, identifies as a woman, and is now running for Congress. If elected, it would be the second transgender person in Congress in the United States. Second. Population of transgenders in the United States is
very low.
2%?
Very
1%?
low. Very low.
Maybe a 0.5%?
Yeah. Well,
maybe
and,
a 0.5%.
And you're confusing, and a lot of people fall into this trap because we let the left give us the language. Is they're not transgender. Transgender is actively changing from one to
Somebody
another.
that actually.
They are
They're-
cross-dressers. There's a
Cross-dressers.
There's a difference.
Yep. Yep. All right, we're going to get to we got the boob of the day coming up. We got to get to taking out trash. I'll do that in a second. From Davos yesterday, World Economic Forum, President Trump saying that America was being plucked. Listen to what he had to say.
It's because of November 5th, the election, but the election gave us a view, and it's a view on tariffs to protect our country because our country is being plucked like you pluck a chicken. Our country was being plucked, and it wasn't good. And, you can only take so much of it.
So we were being plucked. We're not being plucked anymore. Cut number 10. He talked about leading the way in oil and gas. That is in America. Cut number 10.
We picked up 50 million barrels from Venezuela alone. Venezuela has been an amazing place for so many years, but then they went bad with their policies. 20 years ago, it was a great country, and now it's got problems, but we're helping them. And those 50 million barrels, we're going to be splitting up with them, and they'll be making more money. They've made it a long time. Venezuela is going to do fantastically well. We appreciate all of the cooperation we've been giving. We've been giving great cooperation. Once the attack ended, and they said, let's make a deal.
He went on to say more countries should make the deal. He also said that we are the leader in oil and gas and energy in the world. He talked about Europe's mass migration, saying America had the same problem, but we're helping ourselves by escorting people out of the country. President Trump talking about Europe, saying friends go there and they didn't even recognize Europe anymore. Cut number 11.
Buddy, and say, I don't recognize it. And that's not in a positive way. That's in a very negative way. And I love Europe, and I want to see Europe go good. But it's not heading in the right direction. In recent decades, it became conventional wisdom in Washington and European capitals that the only way to grow a modern Western economy was through ever-increasing government spending, unchecked mass migration, and endless foreign imports. The consensus was that so-called dirty jobs and heavy industry should be sent elsewhere, that affordable energy should be replaced by the Green New Scam, and that countries could be propped up by importing new and entirely different populations from.
So I'm surprised he didn't talk about Newsom at that point.
Right.
And the president had kind words from the NATO Secretary General. Everybody wants to talk stuff behind Trump's back, but then they have great things to say when he's sitting right there. Here's what the NATO Secretary General had to say about America and Trump.
And when it comes to the Arctic, I think President Trump is right. Other leaders in NATO are right. We need to defend the Arctic. We know that the sea lanes are opening up. We know that China and Russia are increasingly active in the Arctic. There are 8 countries bordering on the Arctic. 7 are a member of NATO. That's Finland and Sweden and Norway and Denmark, Iceland, Canada and the US. And there's only 1 country bordering on the Arctic outside NATO, and that's Russia. And I would argue there is a 9th country, which is China, which is increasingly active in the Arctic region. So,
speaking of NATO, President Trump discussed NATO and talked to Europe. Here's cut number 13.
Until I came along, NATO was only supposed to pay 2% of GDP, but they weren't paying. Most of the countries weren't paying anything. The United States was paying for virtually 100% of NATO. And I got that stopped. I said, that's not fair. But then more importantly, I got NATO to pay 5%, and now they were paying, and now they are paying. So something nobody said was possible.
And I think the most important thing that he told people from Europe is remember who helped you.
Mm-hmm.
Remember who backed you. Listen to cut number 14, President Trump talking about you wouldn't even be speaking your language today. Cut number 14.
And then after the war, which we won it big. Without us, right now you'd all be speaking German and a little Japanese, perhaps. After the war, we gave Greenland back.
So after the war, they gave Greenland back. Maybe we shouldn't have gave it back. You know, this is part of the problems that we have in America. Seems every time we give something back to people, they forget to respect us.
Facts.
You know, how many times do we hear about Mexico? Well, stolen land. We shouldn't have gave back. We shouldn't have gave back part of, we were all the way in Mexico City. We could have taken over the whole damn country.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't.
Right.
Same thing with Europe. What do we do after a war? After we win the war, we rebuild the country.
Mm-hmm.
We spend our money to rebuild the country, and they don't care. They don't even like us. They think we're a bunch of arrogant a-holes.
Well, and up until then, it was always the losing country that rebuilt the winning country.
Sure.
Right. Now we've gone completely backwards. And how many times have you heard the Democrats talk about people are going to lose their health care? People are losing their health care. I discovered something yesterday. I had no idea. So President Trump announced early this year, and I missed this. I apologize for missing it. So if you had a pension and you were receiving your Social Security, there was such thing called an offset, and they would pull that money back. Well, President Trump signed an executive order, said, this is these people's money.
Mm-hmm.
Why is Social Security doing an offset? So you know what happened? All that money, backdated money, went back to the beginning. He gave the money back to the people. Some of our most vulnerable people out there, our elderly, finally got their money back. Some of them in $15,000, $20,000 money that was direct deposited in their account. I missed that executive order. All that money was given back to them because he said it's their money.
Right.
They worked to pay in the Social Security. They worked to get their pension. Why is there offset on this? So elderly people got their offset money. And in the future, you'll be able to get your money, which is awesome. But for years, for the last year, we've been hearing about, well, you know, if Obamacare goes away, you know, all these people are going to be losing their health care. New Mexico Health Insurance Marketplace broke a record this year selling insurance. 84,000 people enrolled in health and dental insurance in 2026 through the New Mexico Insurance Marketplace. Be well. Broke their enrollment records. So not less people, but more people have enrolled. All right, Blake, we're going to get to taking out trash, things that happen on this date in history coming up. Monica, text line this morning being brought to you by La Tienda Thriftway. Find them at Carlsbad, home of the taco bar, made from scratch tortillas, delicious tortillas that are made multiple times a day because they're always fresh. Right now, get the boneless chicken breast, $2.29 a pound. Also, the chuck roast for just $6.49 a pound. Whole pork loin for $2.19 a pound, and get the bacon 12-ounce pack of bacon from Food Club, just $2.99. Produce department, head of iceberg lettuce, 99 cents each. Also get the bell peppers, the green bell peppers, 3 for $1, and apples and navel oranges, 2 to 3 pound bags, just $2.99. Also in the deli department, start off with the wheat bread, the honey wheat bread, just $1.78 a loaf. Plus, get your turkey breast, mesquite, or the oven roasted turkey breast for $7.48. And if you're looking for refreshments in Carlsbad, La Tienda always has the coldest beer in town. Check that out. And right now, you can save on Pepsi, Mountain Dew, and Big Red. 24-pack for $10.99. Check them out today. La Tienda right there on Canal in Carlsbad. 804, Monica.
Why would an off-duty officer not identify himself? Asked a texter. And she can go and said, bring your pets inside to include your mother-in-law. That was mean.
True,
And-
bring her in too.
And Marty from Budke was, he said near Lubbock. He's just correcting himself. And a Republican texter said it sounds like LGBTQ population is up. Brian says, I think ICE should neutralize any threat by shooting the person. Bean Sandwich said the political leaders involved in fraud need this distraction while their constituents suffer. And Eric said it's crazy the lengths that the liberals will go to protect and defend child rapists and murderers. It sounds like they're still at it, though. Imagine if they cared this much about protecting innocent people. And stop the dinging sound. It's just like the camera in my
Got it.
truck reporting an infraction.
I got it.
Yeah, you haven't heard it
I
since he fixed
turned
it.
off the camera and turned it back on. And it's fine.
And it doesn't look like they know who the criminals are. They keep stopping people randomly, racial profiling, and if they know who the criminals are, they would stray to them. What?
Well, I totally disagree. Look, if you allow a foreigner, illegal alien that is wanted by the police for a crime to live in a house and you harbor that person, they're going to arrest you and
Sure.
take you away also.
Sure.
And by the way, that's just good law enforcement because you're allowing it in your home. And by the way, entering the since when, in which world do we allow people to come into this country unvetted?
Mm.
If you came into this country and you are illegally in this country, in what world and what country allows that crap?
True.
Immigration's been around a long, long time. This was happening under Obama. You guys said nothing about it.
Nope.
Absolutely nothing.
They did
Trump has
ride-alongs.
not. Yeah, Trump has not even deported a quarter of the people that Obama deported. Obama deported 5 million individuals.
The liberals did ride-alongs with ICE officers when Obama was in.
I just don't get. We try to make wrong right.
Well, they're
If somebody
brainwashed.
is in this country illegally, it is against the law.
They're brainwashed.
We have immigration laws in this country. This wasn't even a topic of discussion when Obama, the chief deporter, was out there doing this. Nobody said a word because wrong was wrong, even in 2008.
NPR Lover is asking, why does NATO need so much money and what are they doing with it? Green chili saved us in New Mexico. We wrapped that shite in everything. So this texter wants you guys to wrap your pipes in green chili. B, are you there?
Yeah, Mandy is taking care of the pipes at the station, so that's what
Without
she
green
said.
chili.
Yeah, without green chili.
$5 million on the Lovington football parking lot. Wow. Imagine what you guys could do with that while the kids sit in the same old classrooms. The parking lot will be good there, though. Shaking my head. I tell you, they
Kids-
got shite.
Well, I mean,
And,
what do we do with a parking lot? I mean, look, toughest expect concrete. Have you priced concrete?
Yeah, it's pricey.
I don't know what to say in this moment.
Oh, what the thing is there's people that are going to be upset if a government or a school district or whatever spends money not in the way that that person thinks they should, right? They're never going to be happy unless it's exactly what they want.
Get involved and go to the school board meetings when they're voting on this and vote opposition.
Yeah. So, I mean, does it need one? Probably. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But do our schools need to be updated? Absolutely. We have schools all over the state that are old and in many cases run down. Some of the maintenance departments at school districts do amazing jobs keeping those buildings up
with very little funds.
Yeah. And you're in oil and gas area, and towns with oil and gas money typically have better school facilities. I mean, case in point, you were down in Artesia, be at the new gym. But
no, I was down in Eunice at the
Eunice.
How much money they spent on their parking lot?
Yeah,
and it's worth every penny,
right?
So,
and
Blake,
all of those things need to be done.
I just heard a rumor that you're going to work for CTT. That's what I heard.
Well, you never know.
That's what I heard.
You never know. All I can say is that I do know the auditioning agent that works on that show.
What's CTT?
CTT, oil exploration
and cattle.
And cattle. Yeah, that's what I was.
Okay. Fill me in. What's going on?
Do you not watch Landman?
Yeah, but I remember I told you I haven't watched the last episode.
Oh, well, you gotta go back and watch it.
You can tell me.
He just did.
I cannot include you until you go back and watch it. I don't want to spoil it for everybody.
Listen, my convictions won't let me watch it right now. But what? Just tell me. I'll tell you later.
So they started the company. So I'm not going to go into detail. All right,
I do know the casting agent there. I will say that.
Yeah. Let me get to taking out trash. Then we'll do things that happened on this date in history. We're late. It's 8:11. KWMW Mount Jamora 105.1 FM, KWES 93.5 Ruidoso, KDAZ AM 700 FM 96.9 in Ruidoso. By the way, if you're watching on our streams this morning, thank you for doing that. Take us anywhere in the world if you would. By just right now, you can text streams and it will take you to our streaming platforms. Do us a favor, please like us, share us, give us that notification button. Leave us a comment from time to time because they like that when you do it. All right, taking out trash this morning being brought to you by Trash Eaters, trash-eaters.com. 96-gallon poly carts for residential customers. They provide residential trash hauling. They can also go to your business, commercial trash hauling, and they've got the 2- and 4-yard metal dumpsters. You're stuck on location right now, and it is a mess, and you need it cleaned up. You need a roll-off container. Give Kayleen a call, 575-408-1719, trash-eaters.com for more information. We're taking out the trash. I am asking the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, to please listen up. According to a report from the New York Times, best-selling author, also Breitbart News senior contributor, Peter Schweizer, has got a brand new book out called The Chinese Communist Party, CPP. Very open about Chinese pilots coming to America to learn how to fly. The Chinese sending thousands of Chinese pilots to train every year in California and Arizona, strengthening the CPP's military power. People from the Republic of China had a piloting problem. Who solves it? America. Beijing needed 5,000 pilot cadets a year to meet the demand of both the military and civilian pilots. So they come to the country that's the best, America. So far, we have produced 12,000 pilots, 1,200 pilots a year for communist China. Training at flight schools in California and Arizona. They are manipulating our immigration system. They are taking advantage of Americans' good-hearted nature. And President Trump, I am asking, put it in to the Chinese pilots learning how to fly in America. One day, those pilots could be behind the stick of a bomber pilot that could kill millions of Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Why are we training them? Please bring back some common sense. Make it make sense. We are training Chinese pilots that could go on to be our enemy in World War III. Taking out trash this morning being brought to you by Trash Eaters. Already 8:14. Things that happened on this date in history being brought to you by our buddies at Two-Way Tactical Firearms, Indoor Firing Range, 236 East Navajo and Hobbs. Veteran-owned and operated with the largest selection of firearms, state-of-the-art indoor firing range. They have the Milo FBI training simulator. If you don't know about that, it actually has 1,000 different scenarios. You can shoot live fire if you want, or you can shoot with the laser. And cool thing is that you want to hone in your skills just like the professionals do. This is what the Sheriff's Department uses. This is what law enforcement uses. The FBI, Milo FBI training simulator. Pay by the month, pay by the hour. Either way, they're open 7 days a week. Make a date today. And don't forget, they would love to chat with you about guns. The largest selection of firearms around. They offer financing. They have optics, suppressors. They've got everything you're looking for. Gun safes, tactical gear. Check them out, 236 East Navajo and Hobbs, or 2atacticalrange.com. Sponsor of things that happen on this date in history.
In 1881, an ancient Egyptian obelisk known as Cleopatra's Needle was erected in New York City's Central Park. And by the way, it's pretty cool. Of course, they called it her needle, but she never sewed. On this day in 1905, thousands of demonstrating Russian workers were fired. Wait, no, they were fired on. Big difference there. By Imperial Army troops in St. Petersburg. Yes, it's what was known as Red Sunday or Bloody Sunday. You may have heard of it. In 1930, the U.S. all-time low temperature of 85 degrees below zero was set at Mount Carroll, Illinois. I think we're challenging that this weekend. And in 1947, the very first TV station west of the Mississippi went on the air in Hollywood, California. And on this date in 1968, the TV show Laugh-In debuted on NBC. You bet your sweet Bippy it did. A lot of cast members went on to big things. Goldie Hawn, Lily Tomlin, Joanne Worley, and her chicken jokes. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. On this day in 2002, Kmart filed for bankruptcy, but one of their last ones hung on in Hobbs for almost another 20 years.
Wow.
Birthdays today. It was one of the last two, I think.
Really?
Yeah. Caitlin Clark is 24 today.
Aw.
Of course, she is WNBA.
Mm-hmm.
And the only reason anybody knows the WNBA exists. Christopher Masterson turns 46 today. He's the older brother on Malcolm in the Middle.
Okay.
Of course, at 46, he could be a parent now. Balthazar Getty. He played in Judge Dredd, so either an actor or an evil spirit you could summon. Turns 51 today. Olivia Diabo turns 57. She was the older sister on The Wonder Years.
Mm-hmm.
Guy Fieri turns 58. Odds are pretty good. You'll find him at a diner, a drive, or dive. One of the two. Yeah, he's the guy that looks like his hair's on fire. That's him. Diane Lane turns 61 today. Of course, she played in Unfaithful, Perfect Storm, Rumblefish, The Outsiders, and Judge Dredd. She's also played Superman's mom in a number of those movies. DJ Jazzy Jeff Towns is 61 today. Yeah, you remember he was with the Fresh Prince?
Fresh Prince, uh-huh.
He was the one that wasn't Will Smith.
There's no need to argue. Parents just don't understand.
Just to see if that rings any bells for you. Also today's birthdays is Linda Blair. She is 67. Now, she'll be remembered as the little girl in The Exorcist for sure. And I don't know what possessed me to say that. That was.
I got it.
Former lead singer of Journey, Steve Perry, celebrates birthday number 77 today.
That's
the
incredible.
Galloping Gourmet, Graham Kerr. He's slowed down to a steady trot. He's only 92 today. Some folks no longer with us. John Hurt. He was, of course, in the Harry Potter movies. He was the wand maker. He was the war doctor on Doctor Who. He was the voice of the dragon in Merlin. He was in The Elephant Man. And if you remember right, he was the guy with the chest burster scene in Alien. So that was a pretty good movie. Michael Hutchence. Of course, the INXS lead singer. He died from autoerotic asphyxiation.
Every single one of us, the devil inside.
And of course, one other one today that is no longer with us. That is Bill Bixby. Of course, he was on My Favorite Martian, The Courtship of Eddie's Father, and The Incredible Hulk. Kevin, he died from prostate cancer. And those are the things that happened on this day in history. And if today is your birthday, happy birthday to you. Kevin?
All right, we're going to keep you updated with everything going on. If you guys would, on the when we play the video cuts, take it out of auto and tell, and that feedback should go away.
Okay. Okay.
Some of the stuff that we're going to talk, I should have caught that earlier. Some of the stuff we're going to talk about, Jack Smith. Do you know they were paying special witnesses to show up? That's against the law. Also, Luigi Mangione, his case. I can't believe that this case has gone nowhere just yet. I can't believe the Charlie Kirk shooter has not even put in a plea.
Yeah.
And I can't believe the DA's office dismissing charges against a former Santa Fe director of public works and utilities. We'll talk about those stories and more, and the largest jewelry heist in U.S. history. I'll fill you in on that coming up during the next break. Our national anthem and our pledge this morning being brought to you by Rebecca Long. She's your former insurance agent, has been for a long, long time. Give her a call, 575-393-2661. She is your farmer's agent, home, auto, life insurance, commercial insurance. She can take care of all your insurance. Doesn't matter where you're at. If you can hear me right now in New Mexico, she can take care of your insurance. Now, she can put together a quote. She can bundle it up, save you a lot of money. Call her today, 575-393-2661. Rebecca Long, your former insurance agent, proud sponsor of the national anthem and the pledge.
Good morning. My name is Jack Zeeble. Time for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so streaming, and the rockets rock aloud, the
Large prayer this morning being brought to you by Judah Oil, reminding you God is in complete control.
Today's verse of the day is Philemon 1:6. We each have the same faith in Christ as we serve him. So I pray that, as a result, you will become strong. I pray that you will understand more about every good thing that is ours because of Christ.
Hi, my name is Jose Luevno. I work for Judah Oil. Would you please join us in saying the Lord's Prayer? Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen.
Updated with the complete weather report coming up in a second. We've got a winter storm that is pushing across southeast New Mexico. Rio Doso is supposed to get a bunch of snow for the weekend. We've got Albuquerque UF snow in the forecast also. We'll get you updated with the forecast. Still to come. Already 8:26 news this morning being brought to you by Luke Ragsdale. Ragsdale Law Firm. Ragsdale Law Firm reminds you that accidents never happen when you expect them. They always happen when you least expect them. That's why you need an attorney to help you fight. Get in touch with Luke Ragsdale and the Ragsdale Law Firm, specializing in car accidents, personal injury, medical malpractice. They also can take care of oil field accidents. See them today in Roswell, or give them a call for a free consultation. 575-208-5300, ragsdalelawfirm.com for more information. We'll be back. We're beyond the Breakfast Club.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Brought to life in Davos, Switzerland, the Board of Peace.
This board is one of the most consequential bodies ever created, and it's my enormous honor to serve as its chairman. I was very honored when they asked me.
With world leaders signing on, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the Board of Peace will be a board of action, ensuring the Gaza peace deal becomes enduring and serves an example for what's possible. President Trump had one last meeting on the sidelines of the Davos Economic Forum with Ukraine. President Zelensky says it was a very good meeting, that Russia and Ukraine both want peace. He's now flying home after also making peace over Greenland with the NATO chief, a framework of a deal for infinite U.S. access, calling off the tariffs against European objectors. Ryan Coogler's film Sinners leads Oscar nominations with 16. That's the most of all time. America's listening to Fox News.
In need of a tow? Those don't have to be dirty words. At Lee County Roadside, they have been offering friendly and knowledgeable service for 20 years. From light to heavy duty, there's nothing they can't tow. And with 24-hour availability, there's no time they can't tow it. Don't make a bad day worse by choosing the wrong tow company. Lee County Roadside, the good guys to call in a bad situation. For 24-hour service, call 575-392-3223 or locate them at 7401 North Del Paso, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. Like Lee County Roadside on Facebook and follow them on Instagram.
Ladies, is your eyesight causing frustration every morning while applying makeup? Are you holding a cheap, distorted mirror up to the window trying your best to see? At last, there's a better way. At Last Lighted Mirror and Grooming Tool. Men, this is for you too. Sharpen up your mustache, goatee, or beard, because ladies love a well-groomed man. Local inventor Rebecca Long spent 5 years researching and designing the At Last Lighted Mirror and Grooming Tool. It has rechargeable LED lighting, 1, 5, and 10 times magnification mirrors, all in one for home and travel use. It comes with a USB charging cord, travel case, a 30-day money-back guarantee, and 1-year limited warranty. This is a must-see, so drop by 226 West Vega in Hobbs today for a free demonstration. Order online at AtLastMakeupMirror.com or call 575-631-3189 today.
Dear Winter, Toyota has 25 vehicles with available all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive, and that's more than any other auto brand. From winter-ready SUVs like Grand Highlander and RAV4 to sleek sedans like the Camry all-wheel drive, the Corolla Hybrid all-wheel drive, and the Svelte Crown. Not to mention rugged trucks such as Tacoma and Tundra. We're ready for winter action with solid traction. Toyota, let's go places. Based on manufacturer's websites as of 10/20/25.
Visit Permian Toyota in Hobbs today. Toyota, let's go places.
Knowledge, integrity, and trustworthiness are just part of what makes Roach's Air Conditioning and Heating the choice for your next HVAC job. With 15 plus years in business, Rocha's Air Conditioning and Heating trains its techs with the requirements and standards of all the major ductless companies. Servicing residential and commercial, as well as industrial units for the patch, Rocha's Air Conditioning and Heating is fully licensed, bonded, and insured in the state of New Mexico. They can even offer new technology like inverter-driven heat pump systems to upgrade old systems. And financing is available. Call 575-631-1999 to schedule your appointment today. That's 631-1999 for Rocha's Air Conditioning and Heating.
You thought it was loving to do this,
Want to come back to my place?
which resulted in this. What is loving is paying your child support. To support them. Do the loving thing and pay your child support today.
Payment processed. Payment received.
Contact the Child Support Services Division and meet your monthly obligation for your children. Visit yes.nm.gov or call 1-800-283-4465. Brought to you by the HCA, the NMBA, and this station.
Kinetic Fiber Internet wants to know, is slow cable internet leaving you lagging? Well, the next big leap in internet is here, and there, and over that way too. Because Kinetic is bringing ultra-fast 100% fiber with Wi-Fi 7 to everyone. And with the Kinetic Promise, we'll make sure every room and every device is connected and working before we leave. Get with the future. Go with 100% fiber. Switch to the new Kinetic Fiber Max plan and get $200 plus a 3-year price guarantee. Visit GoKinetic.com. Subject to availability and eligibility. Terms and conditions apply.
One touch of your fingertip opens the timeline of historic firsts in space history. One tap on the brand new Wall of First Interactive at the New Mexico Museum of Space History with photos, videos, and text that explode to expand your understanding in the universe of knowledge. Two 86-inch screens put you inside the minds and ideas that took mankind from looking up at space to being there. The New Mexico Museum of Space History in Alamogordo, telling the story for nearly half a century.
Now, back to the show.
In the Breakfast Club, being powered by Permian Ford, with the goal of being your #1 Ford dealer in New Mexico and West Texas. In the Breakfast Club, as much a part of waking up as Folgers in your house. Call now, 877-396-W105. Call now.
You are the coolest person that's ever talked to me.
Feels more real than the real world.
The real deal.
I can see her coming in my room tonight. Hold on. I've been waiting for my pudding on the tray tonight. Hold on. Hold on.
Our number 877-396-W105. Good morning. Another day in paradise, already 8:32. President Trump, the envoy to Greenland, was uninvited to the country's headline dog sled race after the backlash with the president. By the way, once Trump takes over Greenland, the only dog sledding race that's going to be going on is that we're going to actually have a racetrack there, and we'll be betting on those damn dogs.
I don't think there's
So
any
in
dog
return,
tracks
Trump-
left, are there?
Yeah,
I don't know of
that's
any.
what I'm saying.
Like Greyhound
Greenland,
races?
I think, would be a perfect. Yeah, that'd be a perfect place. By the way, Trump uninvited them to the 250th birthday of America. We're not going to have you on. No. You're uninvited. You're not coming to our birthday party. Sorry about that. Mayor of Kingstown, Paramount Plus season 4 will most likely be their last. I like that show, because I like the violent, gritty type shows. That's actually a pretty good TV show and is kind of real on what's going on, which goes on in, in towns. I'm not saying that particular town is like that with the mob and that type of stuff, but it could be. Monica, you watched that one? Mayor of Kingstown?
I did.
Like you've watched it, right?
Yeah. Jeremy Renner.
I like it.
Jeremy Renner.
Yeah. He does a awesome job. National Weather Service is warning of a major winter storm that could hit all the way from Texas to the Carolinas.
It's going to hit New Mexico too.
Yeah, you're going to be freezing. So get ready for that.
Prepared. Take today and get prepared.
Go buy everything you need for the weekend.
Yeah, get everything you need because it'd probably be icy. I just started watching the Angel TV. What is that?
Angel Studios?
Homestead? Angel Studios.
Homestead? Yeah, it's good.
Oh my gosh.
Homestead.
I watched
And
the
I mean,
first
it was-
episode.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. It was good, and it left me wanting more, but it kind of does when they take people and they're going to FEMA camps. And then I'm reading a book by the same author, the one that I read about the EMPs. So I'm reading a series of their books and about being taken to the FEMA camps. And they're like, we have a place to go. We don't want to go to the FEMA camps. And they're like, everybody goes to the FEMA camps. You do not have a choice. And I'm like, be prepared. Be prepared. They make fun of the preppers, but
we'll be okay.
They're going to be those are going to be the ones that are going to be okay. And the company pay scale says that company raises coming this year for, peanut butter type. If you work at anybody that makes peanut butter, say that it's going to raise the cost of peanut butter in the United States. So if you like Reese's peanut butter, get ready for that. Reese's peanut butter. That's one of my favorites. And Rob Hurst, co-founder, drummer of Midnight Oil, lost his battle with pancreatic cancer. He was 70 years of age. And that's one of the bad ones. I mean, all of them, all forms of cancer are bad, but pancreatic cancer and adrenal cancer are probably the worst two that you can get. I don't want any of them. Just for the record, I don't want any of them. None. I don't want one type of cancer. What can we do to prevent cancer? There are many things that you can take. Herbs, black seed oil, stuff like that will help you. All right, Luigi Mangione, the guy that stalked and killed the United Healthcare president, CEO,
murdered
him, assassinated him. Big decision coming in court. They're trying to pull the rug out of the Justice Department's murder charge. That's straight up murder.
Yeah.
I mean, and most of that's on video.
Yeah.
In a new filing, Mangione's lawyers citing the Ninth Circuit January decision, U.S. versus Gomez, which found that a California law on assault with a deadly weapon does not meet the crime of violence threshold due to legal technicalities. So what they're trying to say, if stalking and assaults are not crimes of violence, the death penalty for this clown goes away.
Oh my gosh.
He stalked him. Stalking is a crime of violence.
Yeah.
In most cases.
Yeah.
And murdering him in cold blood, that should be a first-degree murder conviction, the death penalty.
Yep.
Prayers for this guy's family. Prayer for Erica Kirk, what she's going through right now.
Yeah.
The guy that killed Charlie Kirk hasn't even given a plea, guilty or not guilty.
Right.
The hands of justice turn very slow. I still believe in the system, but it just turns so slow.
That's a good way of
and
putting
then we see, we see all the appeals that people get. So justice comes very slow. First Judicial District Attorney's Office has dismissed the charges against John Duplantis, former Santa Fe Director of Public Works and Utilities, who allegedly stole a checked box full of gifts from a Santa Fe Regional Airport baggage claim.
Wow.
This was a thing. Remember when the guy that he was on Biden's, he was like, he was high up in the Biden
Right.
administration was going around, the transgender dude
Yes,
that
I
was
remember
going
that.
around, or the cross-dresser that
Mhm.
was going around stealing luggage.
Mhm.
So that's basically what this guy did. He stole a box of gifts belonging to a couple traveling from Denver that contained stuff like canvas prints and Lego sets and leather pouch and all kind of other stuff. It was valued at about $1,000. So he stole that. Then told officers he took that picture of that he had took a picture of the box at the airport, as he believed that it belonged to a friend named Jeff. That's why he took it. It belonged to Jeff anyway. All charges have been dismissed. He does not work for Santa Fe Public Utilities any longer.
Okay.
All right, this is a developing story. It just popped up on Fox a couple minutes ago. Former special counselor Jack Smith faces a House hearing on the Trump case. And some of the things they have discovered, that Jack Smith's and the former Justice Department were actually paying people to testify against Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Paid testimony. So Jack Smith will be making his way to testify this morning. It will be a closed door deposition before the House Judiciary Committee. And Trump has called him a thug. Yeah, why would we pay people to testify?
So
When
that
you
way
want
they could-
a certain testimony.
Right.
Oh,
can
we
say
couldn't
what-
just get people to testify.
Mm.
No,
Okay.
you have to have biased testimony.
Oh, we can't, we got to pay people to
Yeah, 'cause
testify.
you don't want
You gotta pay
the,
him to lie.
you don't want the truth.
Nope.
Wow. All right, we'll talk about the largest jewelry heist in the U.S. coming up. Monica and the tax on the way. Cut number 15, Blake. So after Trump goes to Davos and he tells Europe and all those countries that America is back, that we have strong leadership. People in America, some people in America, like The View, respond, it's time to impeach. Time for us not only to impeach. They're trying to say that Donald Trump is not capable of running the country. Cut number 15.
You're not sure? I'm not sure.
I didn't know if he'd moved on to another piece.
Amendment.
Right, it's time.
25th Amendment is time. It's time. It's time.
No cut number 50?
I just played it.
Yeah.
She probably has yours turned off where you can't hear it.
Oh, yeah, maybe it needs to be in auto. Yeah, maybe that's why. I
No,
couldn't.
no, no.
So they're chanting about 25th Amendment with Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
He's not able to. He can't do the job anymore. They do know that if Donald Trump goes away, that J.D. Vance steps in.
Oh,
They do know that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's play cut number 16, if you would. Representative Teresa Legger Fernandez. Today is the birthday of Roe versus Wade. She's not happy with some of the things that have gone on. But look, New Mexico, the state she represents, still has abortions. In fact, we are the queen state of abortions.
Yeah.
We do abortion tourism. We use your tax dollars in America to bring people from other states so that they can have abortions.
To kill their babies.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't even take care of our own people in this state when it comes to if somebody gets cancer, we don't treat them. But if they want an abortion in another state, Oklahoma, Texas, Arizona, hey, we'll pay you to come to the state.
Mm-hmm.
We'll put you up in a hotel.
Mm-hmm.
Abortion tourism. There's Teresa Legger Fernandez. By the way, another one, she's got to go.
Republicans are using this moment to remind us just how little they respect women's lives, our health, or our choices. This week marks the 52nd anniversary of Roe v. Wade. Roe v. Wade proved that when women have that freedom to make our own healthcare decisions, we live healthier, fuller lives. Sadly, after Roe was overturned, 22 states implemented full or partial abortion bans, and we've seen women bleed to death or become infertile after the onset of sepsis because they couldn't get care for miscarriages or other pregnancy-related complications. House Republicans today are joining the effort to limit women's access to full reproductive health care and information. Instead of acting to lower health care costs, they're trying to pass laws to siphon funds away from needy families and offer a skewed vision of what a pregnant student should hear from her university. As chair of the Democratic Women's Caucus, I know that pregnancy can be joyful. As a woman who almost died on an operating table when I was pregnant, I also know how complicated pregnancies can be. And that's why I am so mad about these bills.
Well, stay mad, because it sounds like you stay mad all the time. Here's the thing. Abortion is not health care.
Correct.
Right.
Unless the mother's life is in danger, abortion is not health care.
That's right.
And I want to know of the cases where women are bleeding to death.
Yeah.
Because you can go to any hospital in America, insurance, without insurance, you can go to any hospital in America and get health care.
But there's a lot of these facilities that are not medically staffed with doctors that have licenses, nor do they have any kind of hospital permission at those things where they work with a hospital. It's just a clinic with, in the case of Hobbs a couple years ago, you might remember there was a doctor from Pennsylvania that opened it up, and he's wanted on 7 murder charges in other states.
Mm-hmm.
And had never come to Hobbs.
No.
Mm-hmm.
So he funded the facility, and then you had nurses that were performing the abortions that were not even licensed in New Mexico.
Right.
So let that sink in for just a second. And Steve Scalise talking about the last cut number 17. Steve Scalise talking about that the SAVE Act. The SAVE Act would do two things. It would make you have to have an ID to vote. That's number one. And it would tell folks that when it comes to same-day registration and voting, Steve Scalise talked about that yesterday, the SAVE Act.
We know that there are illegals voting in a number of states. Frankly, many states like California encourage illegals to vote, and that's what the SAVE Act is focused on. Chip Roy put a lot of time into that. But along the way, we also want to make sure that there are other areas of voter fraud that we address, and one of them is requiring picture ID. There are a number of states that actually say you can't require picture ID to vote, and that is a recipe for voter fraud because they also, some of those same states say you can have same-day voter registration. So somebody can literally register and say, I'm Mickey Mouse, and they put that on the registration. They have no idea, of course, saying that they are because they're not.
New Mexico.
So common sense makes no sense. In New Mexico, number one, they can't ask for ID. It's against the law to ask for the ID. I am encouraging you to do like I do. I show my ID every time I go to vote.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not doing anything to prevent fraud, but it's just showing that the entire law is backwards. So I'm encouraging you, when you go vote in November, take out your ID and show them the ID. All right, let's get to the boob of the day this morning, being brought to you by Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics, medical professionals on staff. They offer functional medicine, results-based medicine. Look, if your hormones are not where they should be, it's going to cause you a world of hurt, men and women alike. That's why they offer hormonal optimization, testosterone replacement therapy. They also do lots of different aesthetics. And if you're living in pain and you're wanting some relief, don't wait another day. Call them today. Talk to them about stem cell therapy and ozone therapy. Lots of aesthetics. You want to look better. You want to feel better. The place to go, Desert Functional Medicine Aesthetics, 3900 North Lovington Highway, 575-964-8025. Make an appointment today with Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. Proud sponsor of the Boob of the Day.
So if you're looking at the tracking data for a court-ordered ankle monitor, and it looks like the person is prancing around in the backyard and maybe lifting their leg on a bush, there might be a reason. Authorities in upstate New York are currently searching for a man who skipped out on a court appearance earlier this week. They looked at all the tracking data from his GPS ankle monitor and realized that he had cut it off and put it on his dog. Yeah, the fugitive's name is Lamont Holmes, and he was supposed to be in court for a hearing on weapons charges. And as far as we know, he's still on the loose. But the dog is fine because they knew right where it was. It's unclear if that dog was his or someone else's and he just had it in his backyard. They also haven't said if he'll be facing additional charges, which he most likely will, because there's usually a bunch that go with that. And he's already looking at up to 15 years behind bars, so maybe even longer than that, because unlike New Mexico, they will lock you up there. And you will become the boob of the day.
Boob of the Day being brought to you by our buddies at Desert Functional Medicine and Aesthetics. I was just looking at a buddy of mine went to the emergency room, was sick, and they charged him $18,000 for a CT scan. $18,000. By the way, me personally, I went to and got a CT scan, and it was like $3,000 in Lovington. $3,000 in Lovington, $18,000 in Roswell. Emergency room visit, $2,700. Holy cow. We wonder why working people cannot afford insurance, because we are raping the insurance companies. Had a lady tell me yesterday, occupational therapist came to work with my mother, and I was on the phone with Medicare. Finally, I got that fixed. Thank God I got that fixed. But the lady was telling me that anybody on Medicaid gets unlimited visits to their home. But if you're on Medicare, you get one visit a week.
What?
And she said it's the same with nurses coming to the house, the same with physical therapists. One visit a week. But if you're on Medicaid, unlimited this, she said I could come every day of the week if your mom was on Medicaid.
Wow.
This is the problem with insurance. And by the way, if you don't believe me, go and ask for a cash price at any outlet, anywhere you get medical care. Cash price. The price cash is going to be far less than the amount they charge the insurance companies.
So is it possible to be on Medicare and Medicaid?
Yes, some elderly people, especially if they get into the old folks' home. And this is how I discovered that President Trump had done they're not doing an offset for people that are on Social Security.
Sure.
Because what the offset is, if you had a pension and you were on Social Security, they wouldn't give you all of your Social Security. They would offset it because you had a pension.
Right.
Which is a bunch of BS, because my money is my money.
Right.
And President Trump reversed that for the first time in 50 years this year. And so that's how I discovered that, because a lot of people, especially if you're in the nursing home will take your money out of your bank. And in some cases, they'll take your house. You have to sign your house away to them.
Right.
So there are a lot of people, Trump gave the money back to the retirees. But in this case, Social Security, the government is taking the money because they have too much money in the bank to stay at the nursing home. We got a mess of problems. And by the way, it's not being fixed. Our Republican leaders caved and voted with the Democrats to extend the Affordable Care Act for another 3 years.
Yep.
So all we do is kick the can down the street.
Yep.
Never fixed. All right, we're going to take a break and come back. We've got good news of the day on the way. We'll talk about the largest jewelry heist in America and the history. Guy gets no jail time. I'll tell you how he managed that. We'll get to that up next. Morning show this morning being brought to you by Kinetic. They're delivering 100% fiber with the Wi-Fi 7. If you're thinking about cutting the cord, but you can't, internet is too slow. Time for you to upgrade to internet that actually keeps up with you. The new Fiber Max plan from Kinetic delivers 100% fiber with the Wi-Fi 7. And that means you can do everything better. It's internet built for the way that you live today. Powered by the eero Pro 7 gateway, making your internet faster, smoother, and safer. And Fiber Max has a no-worry-free zone. Yeah. All in one package. All in one package. And before they leave, Kinetic, they have the promise, Kinetic promise, they're going to make sure every room and every device in your home actually works. They'll make sure before they leave. You can get smoother wall-to-wall coverage that's ready for whatever is next. Because, technology changes. Switch today to the fast 100% Kinetic internet and get $200 plus a 3-year price guarantee. Go Kinetic.com for more information, subject to availability and eligibility. Terms and conditions do apply. We'll take a break. We're coming back. We're being the Breakfast Club.
This hour being brought to you by Estacado Federal Credit Union, with branches in Hobbs, Lovington, Eunice, and Denver City, Texas. For more information, find them at estacadofcu.com.
Good service and a good attitude have a lot to do with each other. You can't have one if you don't have the other. Service is about one person helping another because they want to, not because they're supposed to. A strong credit union is built on strong relationships. Strong relationships are built on good service. Estacado Federal Credit Union, where you are more than a number. You're a member. Federally insured by NCUA.
MTD Radio News, I'm Blake Ovard. On Wednesday, the Bureau of Land Management opened a 30-day public comment period to receive public input on plans to include 74 oil and gas parcels totaling 33,530 acres in New Mexico and Texas in a May 2026 sale. The comment period ends February 20th. 62 of those 74 parcels, totaling 31,206 acres, are in Eddy County. For more information, go to eplanning.blm.gov. And one bill that was introduced last session but did not get a vote and has been pre-filed for the 30-day session that started Tuesday but has yet to get a committee assignment is legislation aimed at protecting people from the dangers associated with artificial intelligence, and it has the backing of the Attorney General.
I think it's important for New Mexico to take a leading role in trying to develop a framework that sets clear guidelines and boundaries for the ethical development of this technology.
Said Attorney General Raul Torres. This comes just days after NMDOJ agents arrested a man accused of using AI apps to turn innocent photos of children into sexually explicit images of them. It's called the Artificial Intelligence Accountability Act, and it would be the first New Mexico law to directly address deepfakes and AI-generated deception.
It creates clear technical standards for AI developers, for large social media platforms, and for device manufacturers to ensure that they actually include latent digital markers in the content that is produced and in the content that is published, so that anyone who is potentially harmed by that content can work and with those providers to understand where the content was generated, who disseminated it.
Key provisions in the proposed legislation include mandatory disclosure by tech makers of synthetic content, free provenance detection tools, and penalties of up to $15,000 per violation, while victims could sue for up to $1,000 per view. Enhanced sentencing is also proposed for felonies involving AI. And that's the way it is. I'm Blake Ovard. This is MTD Radio News.
The Carlsbad Gun Show, hosted by Los Alamos Ammo, returns to the Pecos River Village on February 7th and 8th. This huge two-day event is for buying, selling, and trading, offering something for everyone in the family, including guns, ammunition, scopes, reloading supplies, and knives. This year's show features Western apparel, jewelry, blankets, and cowboy memorabilia. The Carlsbad Gun Show, hosted by Los Alamos Ammo, runs Saturday, February 7th from 9 to 5 and Sunday, February 8th from 10 to 4 at the Pecos River Village Conference Center, 711 Muscantel Avenue. Be there. Be there. Be there.
Sutherland's of Carlsbad is here for all your home improvement and DIY projects. Visit Sutherland's.com for how-to tips and guides. Skip the hassle. Buy online and pick up in-store for free at 2101 South Canal in Carlsbad. From hardware, lumber, cabinets, and plywood to fencing, power tools, and furniture, Sutherland's has what you need for the job, plus great financing options. Sutherland's, helping Americans build it better since 1917.
This Eunice Cardinals Sports Report is brought to you by America Supply, located in Hobbs and Jal, New Mexico.
Looking for oil field, industrial, and safety supplies? Go to America Supply. Need cleaning supplies? America Supply has that too. How about restaurant and food truck supplies? Are you beginning to see a trend here? America Supply carries everything from H2S and quad monitors, fire extinguishers and first aid kits, to safety glasses, vests, FR clothing, fall protection, and gloves of all types. They have your slings and whip checks, your lift straps and cam locks, your adapters, pipe fittings, and threaders. They have many name brands like Lockout, Tagout, Pelican, Milwaukee, Rigid, and so many more. Visit America Supply to find exactly what you're looking for and then some. 502 North Grimes and Hobbs under the Big American Eagle, or call 575-393-3383.
Patrick Rooney here with MTD Radio Sports. The Eunice Lady Cardinals are standing at 8-6. That's a .571 win percentage, going 4-4 at home, 3-2 away, and 1-0 on neutral grounds. Last week, the Lady Cardinals played 2 games, one against Mescalero Apache, where they won 45-23, then Melrose, where they lost 65-47. This past Monday night, the Lady Cardinals won their very first district game against Loving, 34-17. They play one more game this week against Hagerman, their second district game. Then the next week, they play Texaco at home and travel to Jow, where I'll have an update from head coach Gary Frazier next week.
This Eunice Cardinal Sports Report was brought to you by America Supply, located in Hobbs and now open in Jal, New Mexico.
Your morning show powered by your Ford dealer. Be in the Breakfast Club being powered by Permian Ford. You don't have time to read the articles? We'll give you a synopsis of what's going on.
He went in the witness protection program?
No, back to the show. Be in the Breakfast Club.
Does his mother know about this?
This is not headline news. A list of the best jobs in 2026 is out. Nowhere on the list, Kiefer Sutherland's Uber driver. Today is Answer Your Cat's Question Day. For those of you who don't speak meow, let me translate. It's saying, why are you a sad and lonely woman? Marvel Comics will release a Spider-Man-Superman crossover. Comic book fans celebrated the announcement with a 21 inhaler salute. And health officials identified a new form of diabetes. They're calling it West Virginia. This is not headline news.
Another day, another 55 cents. I just ranted about medication. So they called in my medication, and the price is $159.99. But if you press the coupon at Walgreens and join the Scripps, whatever it is, it's $14.30. How can the difference be $159 and then all of it, and that's for 10 pills, and then you use Scripps Cycle and it's $14.30? How
That's
can that
wild.
be?
I have no clue, but I've noticed that too sometimes.
Yeah, it's a crazy world we live in with medicine. All right, 903, we are B and the Breakfast Club. We're going to keep you updated with everything going on this morning. Man charged with the largest jewelry heist. We'll get to that up next. Monica and the text, already 903.
My mom has Medicare. She lives in Roswell. She needed physical therapy, and the nurse came out 3 times a week and worked with her. I've got insurance, and I had a CT scan and an ultrasound, and it cost me $20, and I had it done at Loveless Hospital, said this texter. Good to know. Ledger Fernandez should listen to the Greenland women who were sterilized by the government of the country that takes care of them. Since the 60s till the 90s, these women wanted to have children. And imagine how much money facilities get for providing abortions. It seems like how patients die in hospitals during COVID, whether they didn't die from COVID, they labeled their death to COVID to receive federal funds to that facility. Federal money kills our own, and that's what they do best. It's a sad world we're living in. And God bless America. Biggest fan says, so we worry about voter fraud, and then we try to get people to go vote. A hell of a situation, said Biggest Fan. And Sheen Goen said they need to change common sense to something else because it's not very common anymore. Uncle Mike says, I can't stand to hear any more of that misinformed, dumb woman you guys just played. Speaking of Ledger Fernandez, I was watching her mouth and I was just getting irritated with her expression and then the way that she raised her voice. Oh, gosh, get out of my face.
She married an Hispanic guy, and now all of a sudden she's Hispanic. By the way, I will never be Filipino just because I married a Filipino.
Correct.
I'm white. I'm an American. Damn proud of it, too.
She has like a horse mouth. You know, like when your teeth aren't big enough. I mean, your mouth isn't big enough for your teeth. Like that's like a horse. You have a horse mouth. Another Trump hater said, these are not my thoughts or my opinion at all. This is another Trump hater. The way that kids act today and parents act, abortions are needed. And that's what you would say. Annoying texter says, do you want an actual list of women who have died because doctors are afraid of legal action from working on pregnant women? Yes, send it to us. It's not hard to find.
Do, because healthcare, by the way, the job of the doctors is not to kill babies.
Correct.
The jobs of the doctors is to save lives. They've been doing it for hundreds of years, and they take an oath not to kill, but to help people.
Do no harm, the Hippocratic Oath.
Thank you.
Dylan Mulvaney is the disgraced Biden nuclear appointee crossdresser. Jack Smith has been testifying on C-SPAN 1 since 8:30 in public setting, not a closed session. Smith's term was to do it publicly. And why are these liberals always screaming and are so angry all the time? I don't know. Why? What is it? An annoying texter said, here's one, very easy to find. That's great. That's great. You sent in the article. Guess what? I'm not even going to look at it because that doesn't.
And when was it? When was it?
2024. 11/4/2024.
You're talking about the lady in Texas. You're talking about the lady in Texas that took the date rape or what do they call that? The
morning
pill
after
that aborts the baby.
Morning after.
Morning after pill. Yeah.
Yeah, you said you had a list, not an article.
Yeah, correct. That's exactly what you said. And keep in mind, it's MS Magazine. Exactly. You want a list but refuse to look at it. What jokes? BS, bro. You're the one that's concerned about it, not us. You're the one that's making a big deal about it. And then you want to send in a freaking article. You said you had a list, bro. Give us the list. You know the people, you know the women, you know their names. Send us the list. Hocico. You irk.
Okay, so I'm looking at this magazine, and supposedly it says this is at least 12 women had died.
I'm doubting that very seriously. People go to hospitals and they die because they didn't get good health care.
It's a list of 12 women. Can you guys not read? LMAO. I don't know if they opened it. I don't care to open it. I really don't care. You need to get with your
virus.
Get with your horse mouth legislator. You guys get together and go over it, and then give her the exact info. Annoying texter.
The very first one is a girl who had heart problems and went to the cardiologist, and the cardiologist, she died. But she was pregnant.
She died of a heart attack. She had a bad heart.
Yeah, she was pregnant. So therefore, a liberal's answer is always, if I kill a baby, everything will be okay. Like, they're fans of infanticide.
So how did she die from not getting women's health care? She was at a doctor. She went to a cardiologist. That tells me she was getting health care.
Mm-hmm. Because she had arterial fibrillation.
Oh, wait. He's got to come back. Dude, a woman in Georgia last year was brain dead, and they wouldn't let her die because she was pregnant. Guess what? The baby died too. Send us the article. Send us the
Whoa.
That I want to read
that
about.
Has nothing, that wouldn't have saved her life. Killing another being would not have saved her life.
Maybe her husband or boyfriend said, she's dying, she's brain dead, but she is giving me a gift.
Oh, my gosh.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know why y'all just don't let me do away with
And by the
annoying
way,
texter. And
she was at the hospital when she died. So that means that she was receiving health care.
Mm-hmm. Well, and again, here's the biggest overriding thing on this issue. He sent this magazine, which is supposedly a running total, and they only have 12. Okay. How many thousands of innocent babies
there you go.
did, and I'll limit it to New Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
How did this state murder?
Mm-hmm.
Did they kill? Did they terminate? How many thousands?
There you go, annoying texter. Send in those facts.
I mean, you can't say that they weren't receiving health care.
Right.
When they died at the hospital.
Well, the girl with the heart attack, she went to her cardiologist and they sent her home with the medicine for her fibrillation, and she died at home.
That's right.
But it was not because of the pregnancy. It was because of a heart condition.
Mm-hmm.
And I get it. They want, because she was pregnant.
I'm looking at all these cases. I just looked it up. The Georgia case, nobody is denying pregnant women at a hospital.
No.
Dude, and case in point, we have people that come across the border that have no money.
Mm-hmm.
They don't qualify for, Medicaid, and they still get seen at the doctor and at the hospitals. You know who pays for that? We do. Counties pay for that.
So, annoying texter. This is what he responded. He or she. Look how fervent you get when given facts. LMAO. No. Let me finish. What
facts.
Indoctrination is that? Keep reading. Many women are ectopic pregnancies, 100% of the time non-viable, and they won't work on them until they are bleeding out. Those are very far and in between. What we're trying to get at, what we're saying is that abortion rates are higher in New Mexico. You're fighting for a big old broad.
Why do you like to kill children?
I just don't.
You're
understand
lumping
the
everything
blood sport.
together.
Why?
I don't understand the blood sport. Why you enjoy
killing children?
Is it a game of killing babies?
It is.
I don't get it.
You
And by the way,
defend everything that is
nobody
wrong.
in the United States goes to a hospital when they fail to give you medical care. Just doesn't happen.
So annoying
not-
texter. Hopefully, if you and your partner end up pregnant, you should go immediately have an abortion, because that's your belief, right? I mean, that's your belief. Everyone should have an abortion.
And most of the people that believe this are the ones that continue to have 6, 7, 8, 9 babies that they don't take care of.
Yeah. Well, and I think if the left is so fervent on the killing of babies, they should lead by example and do that for all their people.
Check this out. Since you like to give us facts that you don't come up with
They're not
yourself.
even facts. They're just
The number of aborted babies in 2025 in New Mexico. Are you ready? Though overall numbers might be stabilizing after sharp rises post-Dobbs, potentially reaching around 10,000 to 15,000 abortions in 2025. You mean to tell me that all of those came from women who were about to bleed out? Bullshit. You stink.
15,000. We are the place to go. We are the tourist destination to go to have a abortion.
Idiot.
Let's just admit that. This state is going to hell for that fact. Sorry. We're going to hell because we like killing babies in New Mexico. And you know what? Our tax dollars fund killing babies. And this state and in other states, because we encourage people from Texas and Colorado and all over the place to come to New Mexico to have your baby killed. That's just fact.
Yep.
That is just a fact. All right, number 877-396-W105. We're going to take a break, come back. Good news of the day on the way. News this morning being brought to you by WWRB-Story.com. 988-0392. It's a place for working folks. You work for a living, looking for a quiet place, a place that you can lay your head down and get some rest. Quiet place for working folks. They have 3 RV parks in Carlsbad, 162 RV sites, 30 and 50 amps available. Call them today. All utilities included for that one low price. That includes your high-speed internet. Pet-friendly, very well lit up. Give them a call today, 988-0392. Website, WWRB3.com. Taking a break, coming back. Good news coming up next.
Fox News, I'm Therese Crowley. Brought to life in Davos, Switzerland, the Board of Peace.
This board has the chance to be one of the most consequential bodies ever created. And it's my enormous honor to serve as its chairman. I was very honored when they asked me.
With world leaders signing on, and Secretary of State Marco Rubio says the Board of Peace will be a board of action, ensuring the Gaza peace deal becomes enduring and serves an example for what's possible. President Trump had one last meeting on the sidelines of the Davos Economic Forum with Ukraine. President Zelensky says it was a very good meeting, that Russia and Ukraine both want peace. He's now flying home after also making peace over Greenland with the NATO chief, a framework of a deal for infinite U.S. access, calling off the tariffs against European objectors. Ryan Coogler's film Sinners leads Oscar nominations with 16. That's the most of all time. America's listening to Fox News.
At Franklin Veterinary Clinic, they're a full-service clinic that offers comprehensive care for family pets, equine athletes, and livestock alike. They have multiple veterinarians on staff providing the best possible care for your animals at every stage of their life. And when emergencies arise, they offer 24-hour ambulatory services and after-hour emergency care. The new emergency number is 575-808-7725. Franklin Veterinary Clinic, a tradition and excellence in caring, proudly serving Lincoln, Chavez, and Otero counties.
Let me turn you on real quick right here. 2026 is here. 2025 models gotta go. What's really going on? Daniel Bell's here. Permian Ford Lincoln, Hobbs America, 1000 North El Paso Street. We got $500 over invoice sale going on the remaining 2025 models, and it just gets better every time with our Permian Powertrain promise. What's that for you? Lifetime powertrain warranty, baby. Come check us out, baby. Right here at Permian Ford Lincoln, 1000 North El Paso, Hobbs America.
Not all 2025 trim levels qualify. See dealer for details.
The Carlsbad Gun Show, hosted by Los Alamos Ammo, returns to the Pecos River Village on February 7th and 8th. This huge 2-day event is for buying, selling, and trading, offering something for everyone in the family, including guns, ammunition, scopes, reloading supplies, and knives. This year's show features Western apparel, jewelry, blankets, and cowboy memorabilia. The Carlsbad Gun Show, hosted by Los Alamos Ammo, runs Saturday, February 7th from 9 to 5 and Sunday, February 8th from 10 to 4 at the Pecos River Village Conference Center, 711 Muscantel Avenue. Be there. Be there. Be there.
This is Davis Smith, the Guerrilla Lawyer, and I'm talking to you from my office on 3130 North Grimes in Hobbs, New Mexico. Our office has exploded with new clients, and do you know why? Fast settlements, fantastic customer service, and man, we love paying our clients money. If you get injured in a car wreck, you come see the Guerrilla. Remember, if you get injured, you get the Guerrilla.
Visit 3130 North Grimes or call 575-964-2720. That's 964-2720.
This Hobbs Eagle Sports Update is brought to you by America Supply in Hobbs, locally owned and operated, and a proud supporter of Hobbs Eagles athletics.
Looking for oil field, industrial, and safety supplies? Go to America Supply. Need cleaning supplies? America Supply has that too. How about restaurant and food truck supplies? Are you beginning to see a trend here? America Supply carries everything from H2S and quad monitors, fire extinguishers and first aid kits, to safety glasses, vests, FR clothing, fall protection, and gloves of all types. They have your slings and whip checks, your lift straps and cam locks, your adapters, pipe fittings, and threaders. They have many name brands like Lockout, Tagout, Pelican, Milwaukee, Rigid, and so many more. Visit America Supply to find exactly what you're looking for and then some. 502 North Grimes and Hobbs under the Big American Eagle, or call 575-393-3383.
Patrick Rooney here with MTD Radio Sports. I'm here with head coach Ronald Ross of the Hobbs Eagles boys basketball team. Coach, last week you played the ranked number 2 and 3 schools in the state. How do you feel the boys did?
We know how good they are. They've proven it early. And we had a very slow first half where we didn't score as much. And then our second half, we won the second half and was able to turn things around. But, there were some growing points there. And, just in case we face them again down the road, for potentially in the playoffs. And then the same thing with Cleveland. We were really lucky. We got one of our key players back, Malachi David. He does a lot for us. We had lost him for about 6 games. Obviously, he had an immediate impact, and the other guys stepped up as well as far as, Lyric Soria and some other key players that we have. We really got our grooves back that we had at the end of December. It was an opportunity for us to showcase that we could play at that high level and be one of the final teams at the end of the year if we button up a few things.
This week you play Artesia, another powerhouse school ranked 6th in the state. What's the game plan?
Match their toughness and physicality. They're a big team. They got a couple guards that can shoot. They got a really good guard in Charlie Campbell, just a great leader, willing to do whatever it takes to win. So we just got to match their energy, not let their crowd get too much in it because it is a home game for them. And if we're able to do that, we'll give ourselves a chance to get a big win on the road.
This has been your Hobbs Eagles Sports Update, brought to you by America Supply, 502 North Grimes and Hobbs, or call 575-393-3383.
Be in the Breakfast Club being powered by Permian Ford and PermianFord.com.
You can tell the master I'm done for the day.
Hey, we are going to get to the good news of the day coming up in a second. Looks like Andrew Cuomo's brother. Remember that guy? Used to work on CNN, Chris Cuomo. Saying that there will be some serious backlash if Scott Jennings does not stop calling illegal aliens illegal. Saying that he is going to get his ass whooped if he doesn't stop doing it.
That sounds like a threat.
Yep.
Well, he's not saying he's going to do it, saying other people will do it.
Oh, so he's calling for it.
Yeah, he's definitely encouraging. Former Uvalde CISD officer Adrian Gonzalez yesterday spoke at a press conference, all 29 counts of child abandonment. That trial from Robb Elementary School shooting, linked to the school shooting, he was found not guilty yesterday. And a story going around the internet this morning about a 5-year-old that was taken into custody by ICE. I don't know if you saw that story. Todd Storns posted that story this morning about the child that was abducted by ICE. By the way, way too much disinformation about the federal agents arrested, and they used a 5-year-old child. By the way, the whole thing, the child had been abandoned, and ICE picked the child up. This is what happens when you're dealing with the worst of the worst. It's exactly what happens when you're dealing with the worst of the worst. So the child was not abducted. The child was abandoned, and they picked the child up. That's what happens. Man charged with the largest jewelry heist in U.S. history will not be going to jail. He avoided a trial by getting deported. Suspect in the largest jewelry heist in U.S. history. Man deported back to Ecuador, halted his prosecution of a Brinks truck where they stole more than $100 million.
Wow.
Hopefully they got that money back.
Yeah.
Before he goes back to Ecuador. He could live like a king on $100 million in Ecuador.
Yeah.
By the way, he was facing up to 15 years in prison. But going back to Ecuador, hopefully he will not come back. And Al Gore, the biggest scam artist in American politics. Al Gore heckled Howard Lutnick yesterday when Lutnick was doing his speech. Al Gore, the scam artist, climate change artist, the guy that said the world, we shouldn't even be here right now.
Right. He said it was going to end.
I wouldn't even debate this clown. I would just say, shouldn't you not be here already?
And he
You
claimed to
said that we
invent the
wouldn't be
internet.
around. Of course, sold his TV station, well, his satellite station, to Al Jazeera, the climate guy. The world is, didn't he invented the internet?
That's what he said. He said
He
the movie
invented-
Love Story was really about he and his wife, who now they have a divorce, etc.
Or she's the one that wanted to kill music back in the day.
I remember that. I remember that.
Those little warning labels are her
Or because
fault.
of her. Mm-hmm.
Of course,
Yeah,
they
warning levels on music.
But that made some of those sell a lot more, actually.
Oh, yeah. All right, Pam Bondi making arrest. 2 people arrested in that Minnesota school where, that Minnesota church. When they went into that church, federal authorities have arrested the anti-ICE agitators. They've already arrested 2.
It's a good start.
Including Nika Levy Armstrong. Nikki Levy Armstrong, by the way, is somebody she's more than just an agitator. She has a nonprofit organization where she has made millions of dollars. Some of that money federally funded.
Oui.
So she was arrested. And yesterday, the gentleman was arrested, but he is out of jail already.
Wow.
Remember the guy that was saying, oh, here, you guys have a way too comfortable life, a white, comfortable life. Isn't that the goal, to have a
Comfortable life?
comfortable life?
Yes.
That's always been my goal, to have a comfortable life. Nobody wants a life where it's stress-filled every day.
Come on.
I want a comfortable life. Who wouldn't want a comfortable life? And an illegal alien held on a $5 million bail in North Carolina. Judge ordered him he's from Mexico. He held on a $5 million bond after he was charged with 2 counts of deaths by motor vehicle. 37-year-old Juan Aguilar allegedly went across a double yellow line and struck a vehicle being driven by 2 sweethearts, 19-year-old and a 20-year-old. Killed him. By the way, he reeked of alcohol when police got there. By the way, not his first DUI in North Carolina. And I get it. Look, I get it that a lot of people that come to this country don't understand our laws. Because a lot of countries, driving while intoxicated is not against the law. When I go back to the Philippines, they don't have DUI laws.
Right.
They don't have drinking age laws. So if a 12-year-old wants to drink, they'll drink if their parents allow them to drink.
Wow.
Much that way in Europe also.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't have the problem with addiction problems like we have, for whatever reason. And the husband who decapitated his wife only months after, it was like 4 months after their wedding, was discovered dead in Texas in his cell. Jared James Durkis, 28 years old, pled guilty to the murder of his 21-year-old wife. He was found dead yesterday. Oh, we have a word for that. What is that called? Oh, prison justice.
Wow.
Prison justice. I think that's what it's called. Some prison justice. All right, let's get updated with the good news of the day. We'll keep you updated with everything going on. Still to come, Tradio just around the corner. In just a bit, you can start texting in what you have to buy, sell, or trade on Tradio. Good news of the day being brought to you by Farmers Insurance Agent Herschel Rustin Hayes, Avenue D in Lovington, 575-396-0513. Home Auto, Life Insurance, Commercial Insurance. Get in touch with Rustin Hayes today. Proud sponsor of the good news of the day.
A 19-year-old kid in South Texas named Juan Mendoza pulled an elderly couple from their car after a nasty wreck, and he just got rewarded in a big way. Now, they never got his name, but one of the local TV stations tracked him down, and he's a cook at a Texas roadhouse and wants to be a paramedic someday. So, the president of an ambulance company offered him a scholarship and told him that he's got a job as soon as he graduates.
Aw.
And a family in Florida got their dog back more than a decade after she went missing. Her name is Buttercup. And she was 5 when she vanished. And now she's 15, which is kind of a miracle in and of itself. And a shelter in Miami scanned her for a microchip after someone brought her in. They said that she had picked her up off the street. She was reunited with her owners last week. And Kevin, that is the good news of the day.
All right, Tradio is coming up next. You can start texting. Russ Black will be on coming up in just a second. News this morning being brought to you by Roach Air Conditioning and Heating, your choice for your next HVAC job. They've got the experience to take care of you. Look, Russ Black had a problem with his heat at the Masonic Lodge. Guess what happened? Enrique Rocha shows up. He fixes it, gives him a bill that is a great deal. That's the type of guy he is. You want that guy on your speed dial? You need to put that number in your phone, 575-631-1999. Heat not working? You're probably going to need it this weekend. Call Enrique Rocha today. Rocha Air Conditioning and Heating, 575-631-1999. We'll see you for the Friday edition of Being the Breakfast Club.